Krado. Ye tragu live on Facebook and YouTube. Ubeti me do message and our comments and afa waba. Unti minutes answer so your WhatsApp line no you activated. 0503721744. 0503721744. What if I back in can the breast of Fatamo at the amount? And we ain't see the accident Kabia and Makun Ghana Limited. One down Roma and one more tire China yade Jumedi Ababa Somo. Make I was sent na ya wada. October Bosumini that to so a Duno night, 24th October 2024. Not just say, we be a kind of wa in Sia. Not just say October Bosumeno yede Akwakugu. Onyankopon twede aponyankopon ni ye dini yi ankasa wahu abrabona ye bonhwe wonza ye wonsem bia ya yetan ekekeka se ensutobre eduru so a otimu se ensuomunam womudi ntetia se ensuo to a ensuomunam womudi ntetia ena so opesi a ntetia nsoso edi ensuomunam so timbuktu Ghana mali na chese abrabono obibia wone mre obia ne bra ne time obeso na ne nsaka ne nhira anasa ne nsaka ne moa a wo hwehwe wate ase ete no ane se ubenya otwen honhom na watwen wo bre poten ya wo nsoso wo nhira ene wo breakthrough wo sa ebeka na wo watwen yemu no ya ka kire wo ho se emfa ho ne akukuri ase amenem emfa ho ne bra mebre emfa ho ne mpenten kwa metie me mama ba mu emuda se ne tie bia ebesimi yie ya kasa fa ma ho nya abotre nya otwen honhom isan se duru ba bia ya na wo se wo fa yaw bi mu ansana yetimi ayiwa pie wate reverend Sanyame ne nwom no odiye kosia odetene yen odiye kosia ode intasem chire yen ebasa ye ko mano ye di hweno ono no nimnia ore ye wate ase ye nyankopon ya odiye kosie ansa no de na bechre eti odiye kosie kakra no wasiesie yen wahwehwehwe yemu anunu yemu atutu yemu ne mabia enye no wasiesie yen wi a afi no abeda ye didi a kyere na ye ni munyam hye na ye ne gie eti menua nya otwen honhom wate na wo watwen yemu no emma wabamu mu da biara da weni nkranhyensem awia medi gyaw kwan eti se ne wonam oyaw bi mu a and say a opportunity and an advantage I no be capitalize on it na won so ne wo fam no da achi bi no wanya bibia kranka no wodi betu before na watimi dia hye nipa nin kran no so de wo fam no watimi agina na enkunima botire na aye ne chefa dan se mi amede bramu eye mi ankasa me nana jeni mboaten nana mo ama hene na dawroma na me de sanse me de ebremo e mo bibia ha fe na do afide na to ha no mo say ya ha ye neat fm e maintain wasogo a wotie no idin e de MAAME BIAMAH AKWAFO get me afre MAAME soja woman gada ya ma brofo del frame ya meje osododo ya bi no so kraka ho en na wie enchia kase pa me wo fafo no dra no mo do so omo ko manim papa so list ne de ya na me ye metro so far as am pe me wo fa ase nko ade me nya mumu da honorable Boacheji akode ono no kenkon wo fa kenkon ono obi a mumu hie fa one mre undo honorable baby a obi awie me ma good afternoon na jeni mboaten na amoma hene otumfo amoma hene eno no na no na ye ne birthday na no kwasi ada no na ye na woda na baby a obi a obone mi bom ase achia o ena me ankasa me wofa preman wofa gagai na gbewa wofa ono no ono obi a eni chefa e wo meme side udi agro me side a wonamu bebu what you say udi si wofa ho metwa what you say Ofa Obrempon Nana Edu Bonsu Ejekum Prem Nabus Motos Ofa Bako Pe Uni Obia Momushie why Enra Ofa Frame or Simofa se matwa die bia brew Mem konko sha hibiscus ene cinnamon tea ene was me pese de bia wunya hoden pese de bia wo minimum na eye smooth na watimi akasa yie enti na me to ama wo fa me da so wase nyame onhyira o over ni nhyira mu nhyira enhyira o Nabus Motos mu hia wo fa no adana se ama me why Afei Nana Jumo Brobe, CEO of Capital View Hotel. Kofodia. Na baby I will be a me mo ha o. Dr. Christopher Ampedu the Samaritan. Abre minim se jigum ewa brosane so ho no mo a. Onyini radio every Nit FM. Ebie da hosa 24/7. Doc ewie ye do ase echia wo. Dr. Shadrack Ajete Sowa. Lasu 1. My one and only Lasu. One Auntie Marian. Hey, adaji enti mi nya kwan kra. Mr. Monfanche me wate. I'll check up on you soon and very soon. Honorable Howard Kumsen, McJerry Asil Bakope. Aso numre unno. Aso so cry and said then who su ye. So ya na McJerry no anu afa ho no ana chese. Aha. Eti no krasa check no and then say we check na eja tobe no. Check McJerry was outside ho. What you say? Aha. A man breathing space cry. And Honorable Hajia Fati Abubakar. Honorable baby I will be a me mamunyana good afternoon you bibia. Would see me. Me my own serial callers and texters. We me mamunyana good afternoon. I do say so do video na to would see us abre. I Nit FM. Na obi twema dwezura se na BIAMAH Parliament ni yakwaso uma ye nka bi uma ye nkyere ya adwen wo ho ne ade nam so montom boase bibia wo ne mbre se ne osenkafo e kan ye no eti enne o se de magje o se na ne yakwaso Parliament no me mo nka bia na me callers no
I just say no class ane gado
me mo bia de me se me callers no ene me texters no
one bobi
alaji
one kan de I
obviously na dia kwaso Parliament enti me ma wo mo kwan no mo soso nkyere o madwe bia na
wo mo parliamentarians
say dia mo yesi wo manamu parliamentary yesi wo manamu e wo ho enti no
wo nyame wo be bo me papa na me parliamentarian me sorry amaka
wabu afa enti ena ye mu day ena me bie phone lines na atomo amamo de ekoso Parliament 8th Parliament muhu McJerry ebacho we quick comment on the 8th Parliament
me comment here pa
comment in we am afi me call lesson so
yes BIAMAH the woman say Parliament we ni say the aye no no kreni mani age ho
sawa ho
mani age Parliament we ho pa ye ntia mani age Parliament we ho pa ne say ya manyosem no na akwakoye one way there be an Parliament no more absolute majority. The onu be win no or absolute majority. Until there was a time na me hear Juma on Koko Life FM one day and I make was say menya nanka ye benya president or be one minority of Parliament.
Ene ko bebre.
Aha and then ya adom na 2020 ya ben ho kaka.
Yeah.
It him say that we an betimi yesi. Na BIAMAH de entia na me isi sudua ne say we say Yamanyo Semnes to the BSA etimi ehu dynamics and normal a play. Parliament we never hono. The Ukrainian minority for no. What my idea? What my idea be from 2021. I domisi idea so. Regardless of entokwa, obi ko for paper we ye, obi ko for ballot box. Ubutu to twene ya obi pie obi asom ya no. What my idea? Say no man dey already ye di ka condemn mo. Say enye papa. na it is our hope say one mobile be coins one be kono boko omo fa say no ama no emma meja yen but no kro say checks and balances akoso BIAMAH so checks and balances akoso enye bibia na executive no ode kwa meji medicine na nado ne second term we no ono akasa na ne cabinet wo mu nim say enye bibia keke na no be sori e de ko parliament wo bedwi hu mienu wo mu akasa nim dia meken wo mu nim so every Thursday say no mo ko cabinet meetings na wo man hu say hey no ma yedu koi wo mo say one person mo push through no kra na meji medicine ayana consensus building because so we say the city no one be di kind leadership na kasa dia ye de be dia munim say ye de ba be bo man no mo yenhwe na bibia ni so we say the city no meji medicine bibi sa be koso because parliament na wo no na ho sa keke say wo ye ya no push ya bibia through enka ne say de tie no enka ne ye say wo say majority will have their way minority will have their say this time around enter our parliament won't ya mama ni je ye drew ye curve bi so a ye hu said ya yamanyo sem na tie ye drew curve bi so a ye hu obi a ye nim pefe say o belong to the opposition party or ye speaker of parliament ye hu adwuma or ye wo ho owura bamba bi say me nim said ya amanfo hu no ba me dia me hu ni nie me hu ni say adwuma no wakwadire mu wa being woman. Why a member of parliament? Long time. For this dispensation.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years. 1992, 93. What me do me see so no can home be. Sabre na MPP boycott woman ratio for parliament. So said that they ko ye no. Enti me hu ne say adwuma no onim. Etoda bi and the decisions be obi ne ne be ya adwen, obi ne ne ya adwen. And no part of democracy. But me so te corner say me hu say ye adwuma and normal mission ye me who say papa onim the four corners of parliament. It won't team fe bibi amba be ni bukata e wo ho. Unlike to say ye maame obey speaker Adelaide Bamford Ado. So ono krampo do timi to wan na wanya phone call. Oti we seat ni so no. O speaker hono otimi na phone call no aka say oh sorry oh na wa pick call.
Oh yeah sure.
Oh yeah I'm telling you yes I know what I'm saying. Oba be a speaker foforo no. Utum say enoma no na enoma foforo no.
Say obia at that time na me so parliament. Obia oba foforo na onye a member of parliament.
Yes.
Ye do fa
ama utumi eye familiar.
Na beginning na de na nisu bebri no.
Good and American no. But comparing MAAME Adelaide Bamford Ado.
Debbie, that one there you can't compare.
Honorable Speaker Backben.
You can't compare.
Vast difference. How comparison na be say. Vast difference. Because Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Backben.
Yeah.
Ono no tena se has a different onimedwuma that the difference a woman say oye speaker. Onye mrashebedwe ni biem. Not this time no oye speaker until some the decisions be wo it is so who said you be corner fa. Some say the city, no. Yeah, that's the difference. But to me, who say a human there, Massa, we can never ever take away from Honorable Baben. Say a human no so ultimate call toto and no man adango da do be and fan children will rashe be fie ho. There be some say the city. And normal bebre say you see free mo. Ebi obi betimi aka so the decisions be menene ya adwen. Obi betimi aka say this current parliament said ya Joe Wise. Joe Wise kan no Honorable Joe Wise. Or say 8th parliament no ohuni say one more arm because adwuma bebre wo hwe say one more ye no one more ja to one more ya de fofo me ade ba ko ne say un say de ye see yen politics no wa hase no
emma we na emwa parliament adwuma no emma ne nkoso because there be no ye de yen party ye nwene wo man ho in general because there be aba na ye o man no benefiter
there be ye due party mo kane
ne ye be benefit yen party no
ye due party mo kane
isese ye be due o man no
eje as gracia pen no
aya ye what is o mo salary o mo negotiate
o market ya ho there be o mo so idea no pe but the aka no ma bi o ho a ebe boa o man no betwe no bia no join the party ne ho say ebe boa o man ne say mo o man no position and the party ne be fa no 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 be fa so position wo mo stand ne ho an o mo ko so sa de ne de edi enya wo ho so ho nti wo ma ya de kire say ama ye hu dynamics bi a play wo parliament wo having said that BIAMAH said that wo kan ye no ya de a mrashe bedwa fie ho no ebre do say et say ye dwen oman no hwe honorable Dominic Ayine o belong to NDC yeah opposition say asemi ba ye waka the plus so there is no way parliament ebebu Supreme Court enimtia so also there is no way or your lawyer ni this time said the kasa no kan one year say I think honorable Mama Yarega yes I think honorable Mama Yarega so the same thing said there is no way Supreme Court parliament ne bebu Supreme one year lawyers and one kasa one belonging to the opposition so say the city said there be a nipa be take entrenched position speaker crab to me over 10 speaker be a parliament one year masters of their own something now one can you see but one no etimi ebie no ma bia ne so even though one opposition no they were candid and one no many be ho so until ebrina do say even though amanyoku na de wo call ho na mom et say ye hu say amenyokuo no enkonkoba se amenyokuo no be override the national interest obe play politics ye gitum no kran de wo ye den a ebeba but ente say ye tena ho ma amenyokuo no etimi override the national interest
eti na Nigeria yem picture situation whereby government in power minority in parliament how would proceedings and everything go
say government in power minority our parliament
looking at said the politics
and then I'm be na ente say your friend is saying US baby and
I say UK
UK
national interest supersedes everything
what me who say national interest is supersede
bibia
enunti na me nua kwasi kwaten nom na manyoku wo makasa wo amanyoku a wo belong wo sority a wo ma wo
yes
so what you say inti the woman say ye hane de ekoba ne sa na hwe
party your friend say supporters grab match
me na me ka tro ade we kura ekoba ye enya na MPP fo bi eso omo ho a wo mo se no mo hia no dompre t-shirt sana matete se no mo minimum adokro mo koye wo ye bi so mo kwa protect wo mo party they are going I don't know minimum adokro mo koye wo so to say parliament ya de na masoa mo ho deche egu ka mu akwa gogu ade am ko protect mo party obi afrem ho enti mo pesa mo che say mo parliamentarians na wo ho no wo mu dim project wo mo party ita no de no kra de say e de hye baby na wo hye kwanya ye fa so ye amanyosem na eba ne sa na man ya nhwe ne ye a sa aban no obebre because biama bibia dedi o wo sa ade we ya bo de ati ane se yes Dr. Toforsen almost as I can one more be trap betting tax him one be chat E11 one more majority no be one be chicha taxi bia one musu say sa tax no more mine no chen sama no get count we with the big kit to impose the omega meanwhile one need to me cross one better chamo they don't have that man
that baby son you need to collaborate with the government
I bind the crown at the beba and now me go to article 108 okokan 1992 constitution article 108 what kind preamble na no ba se ho no what ba behwe 108 clause 1 2 3 I ni nyina indicate wo ho and now the be kwa na me kenkan e wo ho no say aban no ye bibia parliament need to me say wo sorry I say my the majority me ba be sorry atene betting tax be 11 be betwam say ade ne de o di two futuro and no di go Ghana fo ni na wo communicators follow the suit wo ba na educate wo so ntie
ase
eso ade ne da o pefe ntia ne de o de to nwoma ya nansesem sa asem no say lawyer for no krati ana e mo se no za na sa de hwedo mo wan besi de na wagwa ye za de no ye no ma ye kenkan ne de ye nim untumi fa sa de we mfa be tu futuro gu ye ne David so say the city no eti biama ebre na do say ye parliament wo no enei de akwakoba ne say your friend is ye MPP caucus no matchro wo mo de akwakoma speaker for a recall e de na say koso sabre because a bit ma say speaker were within 7 days upon receiving yes petition no It is as okay, speaker, we respond, we recall it. NDC
are they still going to be minority, or majority? Or what is going to happen?
Now, MP before walk over.
And I know
NDC before
one lawyer bidding komo ewo yenkase bono ebunu na okase. Sa ombeba na asumdwe beba. Ni nyina agina sia Supreme Court ebesi ewo sa asem yi.
Yeah.
It ono de obekone on Supreme Court say omunya ne ntem.
Yeah, because a bri ni yafa.
Yes, omunya ne ntem. Na omu kan na tocha.
Ni ho kra
minority, way ba on so kotena majority.
And written na emremu no, biama emremu ya obibi a friend the balance of convenience.
Okay.
And no a judge for no. So one more betna asem bi so a. One more hwa asem no. How agent asem ne tie. Asem ne se one man nya ne ntem a edian na edebeba. So say the city no.
And if it's of national interest.
So one more say no ma we nyina judge for no sorry ma judgment keke. There be what they say aya wonya judge ni bi na wona ne te ho na mu di nkomo ordinarily a. So obi gina nchen no ka say na judge for we ya no mo ka sensem na wo mo ye politically wan and na mesere. Na wanya judge ni bi pa sabi ebi oye mpo circuit court judge. Na se wadan for no na se wona ne te ho na so all can some kire wa
me yema be kope judge bia
na me ka so me wa judge for enum me ansa wo Supreme Court and na me no appeals court ba ku fie wo okay I me ta call over weekends me ta no mo hiesia so it's a BBC ba we weekend we say no e tell me tar ba ko na ho pampe ubo na good no ba because no mo radio so mbeka no mo judgment na nipa no betro no biama international body ni nyina ahwe judgment or be pass especially asema efa national interest ho na wo se sa judge ni no amanyo 70 kwakwakocho judge ya judgment tantan aba beto na assign the credibility hey ana ye kasa nsem na menti ase ana ya kasa keke sabe ya kasa keke ye nim dia ye ka say Supreme Court judge. Now do you know what it takes to become a lawyer? No. Do you know what it takes to become a lawyer?
Number of times of better exams and san na ya timi
pass. Do you know what it takes to become a lawyer? Now what fama babe Supreme Court judge. Now kwatena ho a we say obi na appoint him na amanyo 70 no me chiro judgment tantant.
Favor the person.
You don't know what you are talking about. Revise your notes. Na pe judge ni bia downful. Edu weekend akonifie. Na kotie nsem. You see nsem ne bo ha ye tie kira ye ka no. Ya ka ne sa amanyo 70 no polarization of the politics. Na ya to agum sa no bia zo de kire. Gullibility ni ye de kire ya mo kire nje.
Martin Majari. Ya da say
biama me and the way. Say no baby aba bedu no. Me expect by now the leadership of MPP. Kokoso mo brashe be fie ho. By now there should be in Kutawudie. We did say bibi koso.
Maybe.
Because so man yan sa no me say o ya try come speaker emra kwan so okay speaker recall it na say mboko na say Dr. Atofo say no Crawford that sort of wa mo be ye
sure say
what would you do
from minority side from the NDC opposition side NPP and then Supreme Court omunyina ne speaker
go some bibi bekoso
definitely
and as a record the crown what bet my effectualizing what makes me effectualizing a year
omunkotana just like that me pa cho me that
ya mama Crawford no kasa na so mbebo
I was a better I abroad Pumakwe 0302243540. Mr. Mwe Nyafena Uba be drag nema. Go straight to the point. Your opinion on the 8th Parliament, the Ekoso Ewo Mrashe Bidrefie. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Biba Chodini baby Afrefi.
Bacho Jaffa ni Mr. Africa my oil family.
Yo Jaffa mo akwaba yankoi.
Mambia ma we dia ma money di ma fa wo mo man. Ba me fo wa penye so nchia me youth commander Mr. Kapa.
Bacho aha yanchia Jaffa yanchia o last warning. Matiasa.
Mambia ma Mr. I tell program no na ya host to Mr. Majeri ba. Ye tam no san fa mani bio. Every time Majeri ba no pa. Some of the man and also or the mouse so I said oh bo to je kusie bia hina bo anya to nti mesrɛ ye tam ni de mama Jerry we mu kra ye ne ti ado anwoma so pa titiri me jafa but my men come myself so myself so one was some of parliament we know our more chemon ke asem we ama manhu yes supporters for no movie can be am bo ma ba so man bia ma ya fa wani to form obi ti say ageni mo ene ohene bon boati kantamanto can be asem we so mo ba mu a omo say ye mamra ni nya adwuma na yengi the general election no tem ni nya adwuma na e say ebi ti say ebia na ebi sida ena ndeso ebi asa sida se be ya adwuma so a ebo two of the party ni nyina ho ban say temra no mo odi obi be suro say obe de obeta kwa independent ama ni party aba kwa ado anwoma so say endi de me kan say party ni mienu nyina no so mo nji ka mra we entu na ntimi mbo party ni nyina ho ban sa nkwa yesa na say bad do obi wo say oh ebi a yakọ internal election na say mi lusu a mbeti ma fa ho akwa ede akwa independent ade no ede mi taba parliament a me party be jemia ma mbe ma be kasi sumi na so say he e ti say oba bi on power e woni wote na so de bi obe fa wachi woni mi sa
medase pi Jaffa medase. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Ajani mwakwa aba.
Yo, useme mwakwa aba.
Yo, yanko.
Yo, awie de advance election akaye. Yenya e pegana yi pap. Me ka jo se parliament e to so woti na nadu. Na Nigeria ka se oni de ase wo ye interest ba me dem tum se na nadu wa bre pap. Enya agro, wodi ase. Na soja fo bo wura ho. Ne bi di bo ballot box di America. Ne bi te tinkrata. Wow. Ene ka isa ko fa no da se ka ya za ba bi ya we dey za ba mu na me dey na me kan say speaker am so opere no hontem do na wo zen ka ma amayefo no ka hu bibi ansa na ko no so because obi a woni mra wo di rule ne party o di ade and the ko jumpu ko juja na o de ebe za do obi a be ka say bia wo di politics wuram but udema womangaza mpo omula ninga ejuma twadi aje womangaza domula ninga ejuma na wo wata wo maki na benanga yeko yeni badezi wa bwa ule muntamdodo endi abese se de court waka no o vanya ejuma na ye wo so mo ye na
medase abuja for number no second one na ka ho 020 101 67 020 101 6777. It apart from 03022 438 25790. Menino me chichi no way mo fama me na me hu ni 0302243540. Aha, no. Hello, good afternoon. Madam Maitio.
No, first call about Bakasa, manage the some kind. My Jerry Moon, because my Jerry, I have my time. I just said, very demonstration, but also say, you best around my Jerry, the time I know, sorry. You bet you, sir, 11, Mike. Don't tell my uncle, Nipa 4, and what I tell you, that's a area. Mama Jerry, how my yes, I will. I saw him temper, una, in why, yes, maybe I'm already going to come out from Sutel. Maybe I'm me, who is a 4 Parliament. 4 parties, you know. Almost a shot on your way because Obi Wagana and some party no being a politician. I'm a politician, or your politician. No, but we have a cross ally. Maybe I'm a party, she show money because she only I say. I'm going to say a so party, you can you, but the same way you can so party, what party, yes, you will be celebrated, and I know it's down in some on the Betty party, mind about where your man. You see, until you know, also look up at the crowd, I say, come and say, maybe some content.
You see, and you're fine, sir. MDC, MPP, who you are, man, he says that the answer is our parliament. What kind of this? And who you are? You see, the whole pay for him, party, both party, now, almost your course, almost your parliament, you know. What was about only the Quran, Allah, MPP people, and
Medasipi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
If I showed you, baby, I'm free. Oh, only a penny and I'm pumped to say.
I mean, that Roma.
That's it,
I say, you know.
Hot cake.
Now, on who you dear?
Yes, what drum me hoya pa. Me just also hoya.
On your case.
Amen. Yanko.
In Yaba, near Echo Sina, no, a Yadena Banisa. A drew there be a young MPP for. Mumayan can no cruncher and penning for Nibi. A Yadena Babin Bayer, Speaker of Parliament. Moko Twaba, 38, 37 or Sahi. Find a two abandema, a Babin. Cynthia Morrison, no near dear. One party, one coin in Sika. Movie a Muslim independent. Young supporters, Yebra Biama Usia call a Sibia, Ubesu. Sa Edimade. Edimaku and Yan Siam. Now your MPP strong hold. Many about why and Central Jumeache. Maybe I catch them. Edimade called 3 times. The 4th one a Yan to Abaman. Now, Fena 2 force in Finland and Abba. And no coin kuku di nachi. And then a Jumaku and Yan Siam. Every MPP. Now, make a MPP penny for one gram of bread. Mukona Mukunyamu Sikeria. A Fenamu the party in any to form. Near Cosin and Yamuana Moye. One co independence, I can way beba. One co to Abama Bagman, I can way beba. Monsieur Bibi. Mini Abamuni, I mean,
let us sippy on your penny. 0201-016-777 and also hey another number will be to me afraid. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Oroboni.
Party. Rush in you.
Rush hour.
Yay.
Yankwe.
Mamicha, my Jerry, and a Koblamafu. Only baby. If they will set in when yet, Memeka. Oh, about Bobby. I can mean a mere chairperson war. Who parties Nina Munya minority? Because you see, Sir, a Konranu a vacant. Say better and I go to you. And son, I bet you can have who say we're a majority and now we're a minority. No, be a home. But what is that? Because Mlasam Namlasam su Mami Jamai, I do give me a new and I do give Yagadan Yan at the Ayamla. And it says a giddy baba hunty. I can't 2 months never go to. I can have a casimo, you go to 2 years, do a Benya majority. Now, do a Benya minority. Now, now, a man, now, and I giddy bemu. This will be the bye bye.
Good afternoon. Hello. About your dinner, baby, Afrifi.
Mami Suda.
Hey, Nana Mwako, Yankwe.
I like the gado wife.
Bako pet.
Obia, and the view. I like to say, I almost see.
And the minute me and Massa. Shem, Kwasam. Uber Suja, Mamma Hemquem.
And then the Mamma I can come here, I like Gado. No, I want to be our bay or very other. Mammy.
Yanko, and I'm a brain, Yanko.
Martin, yeah, of course, to our parliament, you know. You were about Babin, and it's for April, too much. Mamma Soja, men are Medemere, and I'm saying Raffamity. Never see me in Jana. Wow, what's your one here? Also, in Yammy, Usimu saying. And I'm saying, no, you remember the Raffamity. And I'm saying, Jan Samirasa. Only by a force, Minya, the Mamma Yerenko. Not as you saying, and it's for April. You say MP or more parliament, and yet on mine then and who no more.
ɛyɛ almost selfish interest ɛne ɔmo party interest ɛna ɔmo fight for na the airport no so MPP for the investment esua the informal because nyatwom ɛne ahoya ɛne person nkunyam ɛne de wɔn kunya saa ɛmru ɛde kunya saa ahonyɛ ɔmo parliament yi because ɔmo kɔtɔ bama yira makko ɛna ɔyɛ speaker of parliament ya anka we ɛnkoso parliament hɔ ɛna mo yɛ sɛ mo wɔ adamfo ɛwɔ NDC mo kɔtɔ bama yira baba ɛna ɔbɛyɛ speaker ɛna no ɔde party in government ɛnam ɛkwan bɔne so america sɛ mekyerɛw it's alleged say any bill go parliament bia no as party bia no MPs agye ho bribe and say yafa sa ball no it's say party ni more majority in parliament do agye omo ko in consensus e bi bribe and say one possible so you say to member eh
Medase. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, my sweetheart.
Oh, my lovely sweetheart.
Laji, nyame adum na unso e.
Oh,
Ere Magdalene oti jealousy wa ha. Me fi no.
Papa no ti ho no. What the yama no.
The yama shini ni BP arise kosoro.
Oh, kanja le so no sun ko pen do fo.
Mo, yanko a me do yanko enfio bia.
Yo, me bo abaswa awia woni Magdalene, Yankopon sira mo bebre. Na wonim ye Ghana hanu Moses amanyo sema ye no pesemenkumnya no eya doso binumo ya kire suban kire se sa parliament no amuko for mo self na nya constitution nti na amuko say ye si 2020 the see no ansa na ebe da na akonya no ba den no na say jombodu na ye general secretary meboana General Secretary say onu na otro letter comma speaker say so far papa isi onu wonka party no hunu nti iyenda ne na akunya no ansa na omutumi yesa agimadi no won na sesia no me bisa say ye new General Secretary lawyer Justin Kodia wa tokrata comma gbagbe na
menyi ni se bibisa akoso
Mumbisa Mayanke because the 2020 no NDC for the Kanu or Moon catcher abontin to say Yenim said the ICN no and one say a BIAT 2020 but it is said that but the Sakamubium ye parliamentary me and Sanu or Moon or Mood this Yama way by that time almost or more independence and best circumstances in for no say. Because Muko is presenting a constitution. Now, Adena Apina would one bar a Hormonco consultation, say, now would you say who co independent? And yet to Abamano, I guess a party for no.
Oh, Alaji creditor San Kafra. Oh, Alaji Kafra. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Maybe I'm not from this.
Yes, we are doing Alan Yanko.
Yo, anyway, I'm missing and Pama will telephone now. Now, Kaka Meka, Mini and this in any Kasaye, Mini MPP phone before Kasa. But the American all right honorable Speaker of Parliament, right honorable Abans Money, Babin, let's learn. I count 45 days. Enti sa MPP for be fro NDC for be fro we be friend who minority majority onja man no ho na yemfa ta 45 days enu 2 months 45 days be 1 month ni be 2.5 weeks bi enti mesra Ghana for yankan yakoma mpe yeyem said MPP di menteme wase ni NDC ni menteme wase adi aba parliament ama yekoyi ayikura ya bru bia sumu no. Let's go, Mose. This is the time I was a third two political party. You move through on them near the Alan Tramanting Eba. I see our butterfly movement. You know the and Kaboma Bine or the Afanu in Abaya, Dumasan Abaya, that you maintain was there. A coso MPP and this is so by a coso na a probita Amagana, Yena Yasumge, Amampunto, and Uncoso. A point in a Ghana for Chifalan Kodjamate butterfly, Medasi,
Mensomeda Sipi. Good afternoon.
Amin BIAMAH AKWAFO.
Ah, Uruboni yanko.
Oh, man BIAMAH, pese ukro no mense me kan bio.
Oba akofo, ni mahuna mane.
Eni awo asombo no papa. Endi de be na say awe e bato aba.
Okay, Mate.
Yo,
Oba Electoral Commission yanko.
Yo, mpacho. Man BIAMAH mpacho. Oh, say papa bi ebe boy abaso me na je ne mo, ya mi nchira no papa. Ana obi zu bekasa ebo Mageri sobo. Ase ofa ewia say you obey bi ebeka ho asem. Mageri ye, ana ma me pena se me tini program 24 hour economy. Aka second square o se me no tie for bam. No nipa yere ya. Na fe e ka ho asem nipa nya dendim. E mark the party e ho de Yankopon obo so na ga se be shira papa oni ma mbia makwafo. Me party me tie asem no. Me nka me pene say ye de mra ye gmo o man Ghana hansen na no obi timi ka say na MPP constitution no e mu say mpajo ye de MPP constitution e bu o man na NDC constitution e bu o man no ye de o man mra na ye adwuma nya MPP na NDC constitution e de adwuma eni ka me papa abambagbe judgment of the buy no Yankopon shira no papa so ka say afedi mu nyina nko tresi e bi na bufu na no den then can you find the papa bamboo that can say the MPP for NDC for among them box no ya the mra Ghana na Supreme Court no and Ghana that time and the Supreme Court no can ya di be adwuma and the can papa say Supreme Court no be figure ya ansan na and obi an got tresi then ka chetia na one can start like I said, what here? Maybe not the only what and this is when you say, almost better than majority.
Good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mami.
Yami Adom, Pacho, didn't be Africa.
Polo Mani, Dodo, Pacho, Catcher, Michama Jerry, why?
Ote.
Catcher, yes, almost all my time, Kaka.
Let the time be reward the mamma on you.
Hey, want to know, cut you. Would you, we are you, Yamisra, what? Mageri, my time, why? You, Mammy, come ask them, so they all want to say. Mr. Afano Martin, catch and why you who don't want to the boss, or man, a deal more, my no more. And Akufo do Nakasa, President Akufo do Nakasa one. Omoka there. Oh, Omoka say, well, yeah, guy, and I'm maybe way you do my own couple when you buy you. Or there, quite independent. I'm much more than I'm in Casa. Party Nakasa, almost a party and Koyi, and so be a journey every party. Obiani, and opposition is only dear Umbeko, but almost about any almost about position. No, you make sure, then make sure you have to punish them because they are so wicked. As I'm talking to you now, Mama, we cannot continue this MPP administration. They have to go and learn and come back. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you for thanking me. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mbacho etio.
Kazaza Masana. The Edika and Damwase. Now, MPP for the bar, almost here, the Mra, the Yajma. Now, me pass on and run any day. I'm learning the speaker, Tinaso. I will declare almost it in every country. Anna, I just Bakwana, Testament 2 women, say, Constitution, a fine or Casa, I just said, Perky, a chair common speaker. And send a speaker, educate city vacant. And to get the buy, no Casa, don't go to command the then Speaker of Parliament. Bakokeno, Mammy Biama, number percent quality.
Ani ono mantio. Na obi sa say anya bia Justin Kodua atro e de akwa speaker say omo nipa we omo ko independent omo yi free party no man nam say menye sure say bibi sa akoso
e de wanye na nso na speaker so hia say obenya salete no ana afei me bla Mageli de dika me chelo de ene no na ebaduma na ya na wo ka Supreme Court for asema na judge for no a Mark, yeah, one say, one million party saying you. One more, I am from Swo. Sabi, woman, not before, what to say, ya. Sir, we'll go across or your bad judge. Now say, the rape case, you couldn't anymore. What to me, who's him? the book be fusa or ya will put bent to me who some quite jedu kasiye. Enti sometimes ne be bia no mi jam na so edi atuma. So me ni pa o mo fom se de yen ye fom no. Enti ya wo susu ni motion enko ho no. Na MPP for yasra mo Parliament na ma call back no. Minister Speaker do de me atuma e be
May I say good afternoon. Oh, now man ati atwomu. Good afternoon. Me ba chodi ni be afrefi.
Me den Joseph ka safre madin.
Yo Joe yanko.
Me da sino juma fa ho ogewi. Me chama gere na uhwe ye ekọ so we na parliament na. Me dey me kanfo Eura Abambagbe. Uhwe anamona na MPP fo epese omo ye na. Na de bia ye no me sre Supreme Court. There na man for perception sometimes Mr. Chief Justice omo hwe na there na ye na ye di agenda bu no omo ma difference kakambram na ye hu say ebia na man for perception and na ye we enye unum say we parliament wo ahonde na also wo ahonde so ba ma asama basa na wo mu di court and do 3 hours na mo abo wo de injunction ababa 2 weeks so nti say ye hwe enye so opanyin ni tena ase hu say me yese na be boaga na ananka o ko fresh we no omo nyina akọbọ mu ho
Ova na sisa yo. Na se dia no omde ato so no.
So the injunction ana or the dia na to so.
Yo, anya injunction, a stay of execution.
Stay of execution, correct. Thank you for your correction. And stay of execution no, e dey ato parliament so. Say papa no tina ase no hu say ntina me say panyin wo fi a eye nka enye say watina so hu say before o ma men ye ne say de be ya obia kuma bajo na nka omba tina nya chance no omo atina na omo hu say ebia omba to omo mfo na bibia na ye ka na MPP for ba na omo kasa say de na mo adwen ti no obia de ti sa say enu na e ma we nyina amba no because we na adwen say who the same the omo ya na say de na ba me say abato no muko ye no the same thing muko to majority no
me da se pe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, mommy.
Ba chodi ni ada wusu.
Da be men na akufum kaka.
Oh, kafra. Yete udi ni baby afrefi.
Ya from Isaac Nkasi Tama.
Okay, I ki ntio.
Mami, nia esi wo Ghana no. Mama ye nim da o. Eye Bibia amanfo set trap no. Na wa hwe se the madi sia Ghana fu ya be den. Yesi wo parliament no. Test case. The way Abambabi otumi gina no okay the court as some no offer nyejuma no. And then they serious because why Abambabi otumi kede obotu power to president awumasuna benu na Sagana na journalist yanka she NDC she tama when your case was court at forcing abandon when you see technicalities just behavior attorney general behavior we go a case no my yesika asumbu oda shanu she wofene mania abusa kari ni kesi abuka sakari ni kesi ya atunuma wadin ko to prison mani oye asen north to asen south kesi dai na ni na oda Ghana fu ye mitso NDC fu was set to trap Ghana fu
Medase pi. Hey. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mami Soja.
Me bacho di ni baby afrefi.
Bacho, what to say?
Kristo na dum kita me pa.
Mami Soja.
Yes.
Unu saw the makuma edi agro.
I don't like
I said, Wama mean you win, and so can self for
that. Why was that? Some no here, trying to and one horrible a kind, you bet twaba. Because more doors to grab me home, cried say. Ah,
it was Barbas and to it me, Grandma Bacope, and take this one for all. I just hear to a bancer.
as my choose so I like you. Most Montias, I didn't say your Babasi, I'm going to swap. You start crying me feely. I go crying me pay.
One winning Modiaco. The only Cate winning Modiaco.
Ah, near no grassa.
And then we German, you might catch him, so what you sue, I gado, I like gado.
I saw minimum so is all Cassan, I waited to win chain. Now, Yana, or Yere, and I'm saying, me permit me and son.
Oh, what do you mean? I want to make you papa. That don't mean where you more.
Me penisa.
No, Matty. You see, about don't put a dash and no. It's any other no. And then my old man, sir.
Yanko, that's a swat here.
Menchao, my phone. I'm here. My Gary catches in the channel. The Casafi Caswa, baby, how a quick to contain an opening dinner. You didn't know crassa. Oba, a young MP4 Bana, yet the man, yet the den, yet Juma, yet the constitution, the patrol by me. O Kojina, one now will take a decision, me patrol, and soon will go 2 years and will take a decision. And now what did that year? And will go 2 years, or go 2 that year, and will take that decision. We decide MP4, so what they buy, or go 2 Bible, and will take a decision. And young Ramon will go to your son will take that decision. And then Granny, and then Granny, one way anybody, all when you find the same. Sabi, yes, I'm grown. You can wait your house, I'm grown. There must be a country where she are all daddy. I'm going to church, I'm going to Crana, drums, no Cremago, and I'm a born ambassador. Son MP for Quay. And Brad, don't want to take a decision, sir. Young, second deputy speaker. Listen to young, you one son for the member of Parliament. You look because not Sabra, no Nipa Bear 100 and something, 160 something, your uniform cry affect you. And then you have affect you, and then you almost action of Faboso.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, I'm BIAMAH.
Dini baby afrefi.
Dr. Newman
Oh, Dr. Newman, which is our casa ma asumdwe ba baby a dede wo. Oh, no krasa ne wo makaka wo moteti mi o. Magjeru so twema basa ne sere wa ha. Oh,
no krasa, wo wire baby tina.
Wo yire kra wo fresh.
Wo fresh. I don't know what sabe pre. Gado ni re for.
Enya we o de meto so 5.
Misiesi no se be da so de ba. And you got some irawo. Then the gado so for the other name say o mi ni atwambo. Community nabo.
Mate.
You never come from out.
Medwen ho mate.
But you meet sha the safu so fabachi na bachi my west MP. The do biam siano. MAAME. Yes sir. Yeah o sha. First hearing yes election petition no. Yeah, MP for the court no. Supreme Court nyansa no mo di mu no ehu say e bi si da mra say o ti asa fa court be tia dare no e so say no ma pani ya soli no wo serve no o court tere na bia na fa so bia ma e to mo nyansa no mo di mu no e no mo ti da bi o ma pani na wa soli no wo cha so acha 4 years e be to aba make e mra say mo dare no because then we na ehu ye ni ko si ye and the crime before e provide ye a piece ni na e ka pasa before kind of pray. If you could 2070, anyone be see, figure of God, even the way, as soon as you say, what I say, a credit now, a speaker. What was I give you on my decision? Going to take care of moi. No, we are partisan. What I say, what you was say, Professor Mark okay. When you far better than, let's say, far better than was a speaker of finance, Aban. Simple because Papa not say, this year, or from natural bed, both sides. No more sort out some about Parliament. I don't know, Perucasa, if you trust and Ukasa, what will be. Now, you have a one of the bottom.
Medase pe. Area busianfo aha ne de course ni nyina besie. Na me kanfo ma say maje wo say. Yes.
Awe abejafo na ba ho. Na. Your friend say. Misia kolesi. Meteha na ebi. Ebom so bo. Na eyade o mato agu mframam. Eni nti na me kasa no.
Okay.
So Jaffa ofrey ene ofrey okasa 1 minute 22 seconds. Obi enu okro ofrey me program so okasa less than 1 minute. And that time na me say me program na ebeka 5 minutes ubi say ya sanita no net ya bisa no. Wo moto wa be say masa mama me so me call no so ye de emremu bi. Not a single day. A few instances na time no bo pay so a na no kra masan pa o mo chewo say ade chia ye de be shema ma o. Into people like this.
Ade bia o baby ani papa ka ho asem. You can never please anyone.
I'm free from an opportunity.
I'm still complaining. What you say?
And we be a phone lines be.
And I will oh my chance am I contribute to. Okay, I say me program the one man friends and me ref na time na arime. Na my poor mo just say oh BIAMAH oni ni ye kra oni ni ye kra.
As na wo be kra.
Wo be susu a na wo be no do na hwan wo ma me time am I enchia na no Orubo bra o mama oye
akweso wo no mo sala cash wo baba ku you know stand down
I was your friend Mercy your friend
yeah sebo
mo say see yakolas ye nyamo say dem hu ye na yeso ye hu
na we ya sanita no yeso bu fufuro bi aba MPP for dia ba
amba ewe na say ka mama copy atan mama
say me sira no mama copy MPP book you say 11 chapters. It's an opana me
and some last week or boss. And I besides when you copy was
politics politics no. Oh David
politics.
Yeah, they show.
Yeah. Let it be echo virus CBG.
Matis
this thing was planned long time. The collapse of the page 5 last paragraph
of the current one.
SCB
by the time I'm back on no man be brave no more take over.
Obadu say for instance me say yes say ECG the VR room say bill be on the parliament no withdraw.
I'm imagining you know I'm withdraw.
The omo person no they want any MPP before you know
and then answer about morning show no so uko 2 baby na uko 2 ya na refer to this year na a year ben na no what can you know trigger me but mentally and draw attention to it
on the
because bibi na so can do the next time here dia someone dey cry your juma into the enya me pa your police for na juma into the Monday over
Martin Majere
that's
NPP omo afre ensentwefo nhyiamu na omo de soboabo NDC se wadwembone abo omo tim peso omo eye na abandwumade omo di o parliament no omo toto na se ne basa e de fore abato a eba so no ho na sa se mi se enokura anya bia ebetimi abamu sa ensusuaso be na de beba NPP na omo ekokose o parliament na omo so atro krata e de akoma speaker of parliament se one sign ton san frame na shebedwafo na sa die se ba bepiem e wo parliament ya ai kwan be na parliament de befa so aye adwuma ye ba be majority ni sa ye mpene ye bepene ye besesa ho ye be change laws we ye be say sa na be to aso Yura Yao Domelevo former auditor general and ono so dia to Ghana fo nyina ni mo to aba no ese obia ne ho bon keta hye prekanka ne dwirim to abetia no na saa asem ya papa yi eke ya nya bi ebe wura Ghana fo asum ebe mo de aye adwuma na we ne san hodo na enne ye ba abebobo ho na yenya ne ntie nso kra e de free Media Foundation for West Africa omo executive director kane na oda no yewra kakari eno ono so ede kasa eno chese yenhu all the political parties 13 political parties womo ewo abato enwuma no so no obi antimi stating categorically say ye ba galamsey ye de fa benkum nifa ye de wramfinfi ye pagya no ye brenase ye ye ne say obi ani ho a watimi aye categorical about galamsey menace no obi a wo mo so launch wo mo manifesto ne ho nkro ne ba but ye shed down hunu say bia this party the target on galamsey say ena etie anase wo mu ene yenkenkan ye ehunu ye abusian for when in sma hodo ene ne ye ba be twetwe ne nyina ho nkomo na ye hunu de susuan ede bode hono ebefa nyame ya drum ama maboafo bi ababe kame ho ewa ha aka the late no de oye ne den usa no o de ntem esa no obeba late them say me no fit jump Mr. Yawasanita no political analyst or ha say kan no wo PPP amayo CPP amayokum ofri ho no e na okọ apalu LPG someha na someha yenkonkon a ohwedin was apalu muame mamia mi nyina se kontekro ene asem no se na yetie no makama dwene pepepepepe na me kombe mi satana kwa aba bibi aboko de I love your fabric efepa ne fata so
entade am pam ye de mempekura ni ntimenta nche
fine come on
that's me pale yellow no na blend
thank you
so as usual always
that's it
and apelu me koto no studio so obi ayi nani ato de bikura ni o ye ne submission
ono ne yaka
me de no yaka say me de ma be
that's a gachi ano yeah ofama flag bearer
and she also there now sometimes what can say
former party
me fi CPP I ha me CPP ye pam me nti
ye pam ofrim
fi ho na say me
one ado ope
na me fi mu na
see also here there CPP
almost say me can say between the CPP and the NDC just say NDC because leadership no scare koji na ba kukran fa account
na yes sir
previous vehicles
then may be kwaso
yes previous vehicles of the ma party no so no general secretary then Green Street allegedly registered it in his company's name.
It is a you afa
nti me ko kan wa dom say we will not continue with that say yakobon to yakosrese nkofo ma yiska
mo fa nkoto party account mu na mo agu nkofo pocket
nti no na Kabila ne Hamdatu obudina so scheme yema ya de pam me
na Kabila nso okope aya okọ
election so fi wa
obenya kwa
acting general secretary nti na ya pam me boss nso nti na nkoko pray the substantive
ena fa no ko ho
won
wiase wa ma yo nkwa ntwa nkwa
sa pepe
ozo ntwe no
and they viewed us as pro samia na chese mu achemi no omo samia fa
ade na de na ya tie di akotin o parties muza because me kai offense former president Mahama NDC time say Dr. Dufo ene former president Mahama so fashion NPP Akufo-Addo Alan Chematin ene sa
it is everywhere. Why political party there everywhere across the globe fashions but you don't wait for the fashions to break down the party. That is the only thing that my party be more ejija. And the NPP, for instance, they have such a long-standing history. This particular faction had destroyed party, and for them to recover, it will take a very long time. They are going to lose this election. It is also factionalism. Already primaries or more lose or more portfolios. No was such your portfolios a few months. What can say on Benya Dream finds some of the bear campaign or more bush for more man or mukuno. Anyway,
in simple. Maybe I can't see people and now launch your campaign. So my that Akwaba. They say Jamie who are fiafe.
Yenyabre.
Hey, Onyabre.
Yenyabre Ghana. Na bra
and when you are white the me.
Oh, that being said, Befi Zoom. ehun say egwarepo say efi insunu ba say sa wonyo ekoko but oye kakra
na ye why aba normal
ntisi ya normal but on te bia modo suko
oh okay say futu ye boko
futu de da manyim no
campaign to say oh
puntu papa bia nkodo
afenyo onya hwe o
oh there is nothing so why yan kana robaka
hey
no so afenyo aye bibi wo wini ba inye na mabeka
oba how many years
ni 12 years now oruwie
onya hwe wo wini ba
ultimate
for on some pinpoint say bia ade we ni afenyo ba no
artifact artifact
ba jo kan twi kan fantima
there why ohonyi bi what the statue BBS baby and I did why you
afenyo onya hwe
na
this is amibo this is ameba
e bia community centers bi is a pata bi there in
here pata na community center how can community center become a pata
na community center pata
ade no hwe
na bi community center aye pata go fotenase
meba
community center
me community center minimo no enya pata sem
aye bade
eye dan
dan
aye kruso yetimi ko hoko ye party yetimi ko hoko ye yi
aye dan ntokura wo ho say the dan ntokura wo ho
on my meba
on je mo we no ye pata because ntokura nyu ho
on my etimi ko hia wo ho edwen ekuro no ho
so ye pata say e kada na
me community center minimum
your community center World Bank for aya what the brain. So that's it. On no begundo a storyboarding, but call library na dina wo. But apata there, nkofunko tina ho na one year in the why died at the backgrounds. On your community center, papa.
Wow.
Abotumai.
It is ala. Me ferry ni banada me ko hosi si ala. 12 good years yeah afenyo mark na ye member of parliament for a foot.
So na achievement. Say, e peda me na achievement. I been American no. Artifact. There akwaye nyama nkofu bia nyama na de eko one way no da. Nyama na wakwaye esi wo. Drawing.
Oh, okay.
Eko roundabout why you know the pictures so that tell ho. Edu osisi abehu win ba roundabout ho. What in the pictures? Why roundabout no?
Why why renovation?
Or the adage ho. And what in the pictures?
On your renovation bia o.
Miss or the adage ho. And what in the pictures at the time?
Not that most man not roundabout what's in the man what's.
And I saw that is showing na name the roundabout or what that.
No.
And I miss what did that.
But I mean me there why improvement kakra.
Improvement ben. Say roundabout, we never roundabout the cover JB Dankwa. Say a cover JB Dankwa. And a Kwame Nkrumah.
Ghana
there or your reconciliation a friend roundabout. Now Kwame Nkrumah na JB Dankwa we share we never join Shidabe. So that's it. Until I know Honarampo Sabe historically no. Or incorrect. Because it never happened. JB Dankwa na Kwame Nkrumah never met in Winneba for anything. Until the artifact now also one it's artifact ebia West police station or baby. So that's it. Echo low cost away police station or the police station. Say that is what I have problem with. There we have teaming youth, and if our leaders concentrate in building
apart from them artifacts,
marking 12 years. Wow. If that is what you want me to say, Mr. 12 years anyway. Everybody, Winneba, nothing has changed in Winneba. Winneba, ever since our university Baho. Winneba has survived on the university. Anytime the university goes down, Winneba goes down. All the taxi drivers lose their livelihood until the school resumes. Basically, that has been the case to date. Nothing has changed. There is not a single
one parliamentary candidate only one.
Oh, Dr. James Kofi Annan.
Oh, okay. Challenging height. Yes, okay.
No, Kofi Annan why or Winneba? That's a challenging height. Oh, okay. Challenging height.
I know him from Challenging Heights.
Oh, yeah, then. Challenging Heights, where then? What the Buan Crawford?
Meba. Oh, no, all bay. Ebanazan or obey.
Oh, I don't think this is the platform for that. But he has advanced a lot of things. So that's it.
I mean, my chance, no?
No.
To I mean, talk to a footful.
That be say a catcher man. A come footful. When we there, the more platform you or platform. Into Kawante. But unfortunately, no, I'm a man can't one.
Jeff, for bits and cry, had it.
I be a bit in into a beer, no betty. But what I'm saying there, a futu year development beer under a fenyo marking.
Okay.
In terms of the Bakade, Ubi Irinye Jumaye. Yes, sir, a kwaji, there a member of parliament, your business support a fund be Ioba. And the kwaji come will be 1,000, will be 2,000, will be 500. It has been there since. So that's a common be educational support of the parliament in Oba. Okay. It is on your DBA so special.
I want to go.
That being in fact, Dunquachima. I feel my MP. Uncle Coton Ade, Emonyeska, Moncochicha Mariniba. Sika Obanino or institutional funding. Oba for health. And not be a quiet and operation. Now I say, what's what you henia? I feel my king, adore your Winiba, or you henia. So that's it. Aha. Yes, if these are the things he's doing, what I'm saying there, on here, anything special, because there are funds meant for those things. All along, you know, Obi Jiniska also made health insurance. I'm a mukrumfo. Obi just made the clinic. So these things are normal. But there are DBA Betmakado. I feel your mark and I'm a Winiba, then you assassin. Nothing. Wow. Yes.
So, Jidi Mapade will bet your finism.
Electorate will determine that.
Thank you. And Mr. Tano, now come baby. Where can I
do some man at the McCain?
Oh, and I said that share a futufu in a different style.
Oh, that be best my futu mala and you
matter really bad.
Oh, me in country.
Matter really bad.
Until I started there, in pay homage.
Until I buy and child me who watch it.
I don't pay homage.
And you me who watch it. Don't want. And you know
what me a campaign. Mammy, my campaign 50 then to Newtown.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All the coast, Marco baby. There is baby I knew I'm from Nancy.
I had
and me go down here campaign.
Yo, it's a witch. Aye. Yeah. That's no. Yes, okay. NPP after press conference accuse NDC of evil plan. My member no Emra Gatiso. I shall say one so.
What's it?
After press conference, wa accuse one. I want NDC for there ekita wokita evil plan to disrupt one government business and two the general elections. And then mampede mi hune de the massimi so ye no kwa de NDC fo wo kita them evil plan ya and ye bia wo betum wo za like ebetum aye ya de wo disrupt the government business and eventually elections.
What's on matter say me chia yete funyara na me chia the incoming president His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dema ejuma da man no afarefu nyara wo wa ye nam ejuma nyara was wochia no na wo hye no bode 2024 yi nso anu de abana ho no so amanu mu be 80% a ene che de nwiemu bi akodo ho enti abana wo bato ama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama oye nwa wo nso anu na motin de say ehun de obi o wa bam or kasa de ya say be bekada afro baby a ne ma me de pano ekitan na obi ala mbon pano once me mesuro na wa start do lusu na ebi sende nti ba deporting na afro na ohwehwe. This is a government we bu o man basabasa na say obeka kire de enye pede disrupt government business na nya bibi funala and na wodu baby a waka de kenofre at 1 penny na Nana AKWAFO wanted no. Who was disrupting government business at that time? Was it the members of parliament or AKWAFO himself? And say at Eugene Asante entry at neka say there there AKWAFO so your ego so your pride say at the he has used those words on AKWAFO there at the time I worked when ye offended them no who ada no ha no. So who was destroying government business? War leadership na one manage war primaries ye. Na ama ebimu ogbefu. there one call independent. Now one kasa so when you go as there in 2020 against the former MP. Akufo-Addo ko gina ho there. On to meaning yeduma, not disgracefully or accepting when he said he would do business with them. I was thinking that Akufo-Addo is a man of his words who will come out to say that I, Nana Akufo-Addo, will not do business with you. But they gladly accepted to the extent there. Now they have to cede the former seat for him. Now we have a constitution that governs us. And constitution, there were portions of it, you apply it, and there are portions of it, you go for interpretation. So if it got into a point, when Akufo-Addo is appointing ministers, I don't think he goes to the Supreme Court for interpretations of the constitution as to how many percentage you should appoint from Parliament and how many percentage you should appoint outside Parliament. Because it is stated clearly. So you apply it. It's the same thing Speaker Babin did in Parliament. Because the words were so clear, our own here interpretation be. And if there were any interpretation, Supreme Court, now them 2 sentences, Supreme Court so they have to, I don't know. You know, they went for everybody. Now saying I was a BBB na a 5-0. Now saying last 3 days.
And then a 5-0.
Oh, when they stayed on the
Supreme Court.
Yes. 5-0. Stay of execution 5-0. Into 5-0, no problem. Constitution, as more can I bluff one church saying. Because it was so clear that you shall one kada obino you. I want to take them decision. And that is why I brought my constitution. And it is just applying it. Ambiguous. So I don't know why they could not even tell Afenyo Markin and Uncle forward us and Uncle there. Massa, I want to mark law now. Shall now what kind of children? It is mandatory. On your adibio discretion or ambiguous something, somebody must interpret it to show the path. By here we are as a country. When we have Supreme Court justices, we feel there they have to pamper some people. So they will use their offices in a manner that will confuse everybody. That is what they are doing to us. Because if indeed because I mean, me a lord, but when you there is nothing Supreme Court can bring outside what is in the Constitution. I so clear there. These people must vacate their seats, even on their own. Not for anybody. What the MPP did is not a standard for the Constitution. They chose to do it because at that time they thought that they want to disgrace the member of Parliament of Fomena to the extent there. Parliament. This one, it is so clear. If you don't want to work with him again, that is it. And Akufo-Addo went without consulting Supreme Court, went to say that he can't work with him. At that time, Akufo-Addo go down now, okay, that he can't work with him, no. And I want to a letter there where you need a party anymore. So the MPP is confused. And then I tell you, I hear about in some of Canada, I say, wow, government in power. Now, as if now electoral commission here, also regulations. Electoral commissioner, for the first time in my life, as a Ghanaian, the electoral commission advert I've seen trying to embrace partisanship of the electoral commission is this year. Mami, BIAMAH, enhu advert electoral commission, why you work there? Papa Penyino, ojina was say if obi nebusuafo and adimo okoye electoral commission ejuma kra na because of the way our system no transparent, obi aluntumi wia. What does that advert tells you? It tells you that they are admitting that some party members are there, but people should not be worried. And we, the NDC, and other concerned Ghanaians, you can so clear. The MPP before a pack. In fact, we brought evidence of which our appear here. Our communicator today, I'm making some NDC. On the soccer, some MPP. They would not share electoral commission as a commission member. Electoral commission, Brandon Poche there say identify you with any political party. Even returning officer now, in your market, where you are sitting, you can't do it. But he is there as a commission member. And we have Ghanaians. Peace Council, everybody are Ofido. Yes, we can overlook those things because it is the MPP. But all your MPP now, if you can overlook, no. Share, in your world, try to win na. Obako about no abeminian. And tomorrow, you see the same people who will say there, oh, in your way, obviously, or mine. You are a hypocrite. We behave like ostriches. Ede eja de made no. Hwe, nipa bia anyi ho a osi nipa bi. Eto ho team. Aye body. Anamwa. Why do we worship human being? Why must we worship human being? Why at certain age I am yawo there ehun panyimfa adwuno wo trim. No one to mun show bi nanyim. No one can chire there. Me nua adare onye. Na wala bi san wo da nti before a ehun da menyimpa no wo abrabo mu no. E na wala ento edi banindia. Inti, what makes it so strange there? Say you pane ya de no remboa entumi hwe ne nyina nka kire no. Oyo abusu anyi, amambu no worubu. Or say ade na betu aka kire na say no. Masupreme Court wo ye. What they say ade no. But MPP will not see it. They will come and blame NDC. Everything is so wrongly.
That's it.
Anya na yen to me kan fa asem bia, yen fa parliament asem bia, government business one will stop. Say speaker do ruling by no. Obi amfa nko Supreme Court. Have they forgotten that they went to Supreme Court? As some of Parliament, and saying in the Parliament, once you what's the master of their own business, and I'm what. But the leader, majority leader, who is a lawyer, could not resort to anything within the house, but rush to Supreme Court. And you come out as a party, Mutisodo, you come and do this, and you think you are deceiving who?
Thank you.
You are deceiving all people. They will lose.
Thank you very much. That's no.
I'm for question. I'm in chair one casanchia production team, and then I got it. I have 4 years here for it through the regular callers and testers. Now my main cancer on fan to remove a clip. It really shows yes what whenever. I mean NDC have hatched plans to disrupt 2024 election, December 7th.
And disrupt government business.
Government business as well. Allegedly coming from the press conference only. You say, a fidie, a aboa nisunko, ijano so nisunko. Mechia ura ahiaba. So no ye communications director. Yemane frimu, yankupa dauma, ene otinkwem. Nti ene metie no na metie na 11 chapter new ajapade from NDC. Hey ready. Mame say a government in power with national security operative machinery SNC, all security agencies under the government in power. Now say opposition hatch plans to disrupt election and government business. Just say your incompetence level no, is very, very high. But you see, election will be a baby echo. And interestingly, they themselves are more NPP and Kasamo baby echo. Now, Emeya se mojai the voice mojai bomb, the voice of Ura upon Nkrumah. Oko a launch nei andam ne book na ema na me no me de ho am ho pa I'm sure some man for they are beginning to on be can say udio humbo but me so they ho am ho say history am ye no especially Ghanaian history aboa me pa abie mani to certain things ama the NPP ye no me enye me nwanwa. And I said it here before and I'll continue to say it. The air course, they are to 4 ball. Because this time around, they don't throw grenades. But back then, when they were in their elements, Ombe 2 grenades is here. And Ombe small B. And by this time, I don't know if I Flagstaff House. Sanke at Sankomu opposition. They could send somebody in there to go and attempt to assassinate the president. And so on. Moja bi a ehwe gu Ghana asase so every the UP tradition. Flagstaff House ekwa esi ho as a result of the overthrow of the constitution in 1966 no. Moja omuhwe gu sa Flagstaff House ne ho no. And no tracing the lineage of that moja no omuhwe gu ho no. If in another Danko Akufo-Addo ne family, JB Danko mo ne yo mo ye funding of mercenaries etc. to destabilize Ghana and to destabilize Africa. In fact, I have said it and I'll continue to say, the neocolonialism, the inability of Africa to stamp on its authority to be able to dictate to the rest of the world, from one family in Ghana, the Adodankwa family, Oforiatta and co. They are the brain behind, and the Buziers, they are the brain behind the overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah, because 1966, by the time Ankayeba Be ended, there would have been another Organization of African Unity meeting, BIAMAH. Now they were going to cement the unity of Africa. Nti will say, Ankayeba say Africa was united. And now Africa ya bofo bibi atiti pansam a ye ho echreyen ankrofoi atwahye so a mosisi basis ahoro wo African countries ni nyina no. It is as a result of one family from Ghana. Omana eye star IG Africa si ho no. Sa omano emuni panwa no mo hwe eye hwehan eye boapayo ema African unity amaso. Enye Ghana nko na UP traditional e destabilize here. And look, they can kill to achieve their aims. Destabilization of government business in what manner? Enye mo emrana 1992 constitution no. Mukropo mobo kwaito yo. And so say amode abaye ade bia esimoni so den. We are no free one kasa kura mo constitution kura no me woman no. MBC ho say, in what manner is the opposition trying to disrupt government business? The omokoye enrechi. Ame. Ura gbabi sa asem na discuss. Oh, you're a very smart man. Highly smart. Now I say we declare and I say from the ruling no, not just say NDC, abe majority. Omusa ba back no Tuesday no. Speaker an can say and as one say me rule and rescinding the decision no. Or by any Supreme Court so a stay of execution and also one come once. And or by and so one refer to anybody as majority or minority leader. Into Oba and Oban, he was clear in his mind based on the constitution and his experience in parliament. Into Oba and I say, "Tram no pam no, young cotton and that may pen and maybe." But of course, I knew say there was a way they could recall parliament. But when him the speaker need him say this second recall a basso and say 1 year ni ya yet two and I'm a because I'm LGBT home something of the sort. And also speaker adjourn Senedai. Emma Ura Afenyomaken as your minority leader. We sign so a recall Emma and Pa Omobile. It's not anything new or anything strange. Ombe me abba, but the year trainer say, what is in the mind of the speaker? What kind so no see a lawyer? What is it that he is come to put forward? Is he come to kowtow to the your friend is saying the so-called packed, alleged, and as a perceived packed Supreme Court, omo ruling no ana. And no na ye train. Na wahu. Say a trust the pa na se ma bosom ba ko ne fan. Ana se be se bosom yensen ya akaya. Na na do Danko Akufo-Addo abese MPP no. Odi be free abem no. Say a trust the pa man crofo be pass $250 million no mo hwe no. Omo de be yeden. Sasika within these 3 months omo de ba yeden. The reason they are rushing to, as it were, ask for exemptions of so-called 1 district, 1 factory, low. Most of the fresh 1 district, 1 factory belongs to them. And they want that tax exemption so that when they are out of government, they will still enjoy. Look, the plans executing in this point, we should not entertain them. Look, Mame, UP traditional, when you read their history, anything that is not in their favor, forget it. They will fight you with their teeth. Omo mfa say yebe kum na omo de age power. Enti sa voice no na yan da book no forward na kire yen say politics no every time no be use obi na mo twa ni hwe ha na wa hu nipa na ye use no a that say ye wa na ye use and in the Japadia document it is stated black and white nkofo ye be use o to achieve their aims and they me yan say mean to mean tramba bi enka say this NPP party no omo nyina say omo nye dabi unfortunately and interestingly no omo this small group of people that way when anti power ya dia manu power na enye ne dia o ya ne yakutra hye ne 17 mo as a party mo atra mo papa abese NPP which I always say party in taba na opposition was so attractive compared to today. And Rechi Ora Majeri or interview John Bodu 2 weeks ago. A week ago, this week it was a Monday day. Either Thursday or Friday. Or can say be and Sassam no and you don't want that no. But on no corner can't want a damn croffa minimum more MPP domunano. And I can assure you, say you're too above you know position. You will see what will happen in the various studios. They will now come and sit in the studio and be bold enough to tell Ghanaians why they lost the elections. They will come and tell us in Krofua and number of
this thing it's been going on because me fans the previous elections after that almost power na if you almost they come and then say oh yeah this kakwaha and I win my fa and yes and they come and then expose themselves.
When you crop the yes this kakwaha and this kakwaha. When mo de ebeba be yes assume sini ni ye enti na me lose ye assume they will pinpoint the people because they know say Nana Danko Akufo-Addo came to hijack the party, use it for his own parochial interest to serve his need, his family and a few friends. That's all. Majority 90% of the 99.9% of the party NPP they are suffering. They don't like what is happening. Yet on the Trabontia but behind the scenes, otherwise, about 90 of their MPs wouldn't have risen. Say, Ken Oforiatta should have been taken off the thing long time. And can see a man share as the 2020 election, Parliament. 2021 Parliament. And can see a man share as but for some reasons, either the minority were bought or whatever, I can't tell. They waited for Ken Oforiatta to come back from wherever he went. Na Yesabe approve no. Owura kojo Ponkruma no a minority and mame hawa kum so mo awiata so say they will never approve them. E kodu ho na omo vote kropo chen omo kan say omo to omo. Inti enwa you understand? But it's a game. They are friends. Inti say yen ti abontin yeti ma omo nim de omo ye. Sa game you omo boy omo say omo person omo disrupt government business. So we are the partners a year more minor. Also. Now, when there are indications to show that you are shortchanging the rest of the society, and can come in kwa, like I said, minority won't quite. Some pre-pino, a sankomo bon woman pigu. But for some reasons, whether they are bought nocturnally and I say beer and a jomana, you're free from because something like the friend is saying. There be salaries yes salaries to a minority for be a boss so double salary. Ekosi saying because it is more or less you scratch my back, I scratch your back syndrome. And you witness here all this while. Look at the way we do any a chow cake. The can be obian can sank 11 and you. But you can say baby a modern chance ye free no. As dos from Timonia 0.5 nanka ye kabana crop more increasing to about 7% crop. And can Ghana for your back as an ayedin. But one mass so back compare. Baby I would call chance here. And not the emotional money, but even as we speak, we shouldn't play down said 11 and yes successful because they have not accounted to us how much is coming. Me can say I will never do it, but me crop me yama ne broso. And he tells you say people have now you have no option than to do a transaction on the Momo, right? And he omo accounted to us. Now we share no more omo chire ya. And now omo ni ye omo ye. Party mpanyinfo led by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, the judiciary everywhere point to the fact say these people are the killers of their own democracy. Indeed, say can democracy the UP tradition, they don't believe in it. And Crawford or more Emma Sa party, our power. No, we don't want to see. I'm not alleging and insinuating say Obi will MPP no Obi. But Obi say JB Danko do free. And now yet here in the party bar. Anka Baomis, Titru so ko wabusu ya bi krapa eba bedi party no so. Ke be hwehwem anko ba ne sa. Yemi say won sa denti. Ameswale wu free. Obi up to date. They know the killers but nobody cares. In Crawford Watwe also yakuwa during election nobody cares. We here no free wa. Aid a whole wrong Crawford dom MPP a omo ye aid ni so ebia wu bodyguards nobody cares. They don't care how much they will use you to, as it were, get what they want. And it is a few people within the NPP. And I cannot tell you for a fact, based on history, sir, the same few people, they have never changed their character. Yes, they don't change. They will use you. When they finish, they will dump you. It hurts me to want to talk about the NPP in this manner because, look, me now for 4 NPP, and my survival, most is based on the NPP and for BIAMAH. Right, but then, mean to me, and Castle Munti, men cannot cross said yet, because you see, me betra now me glorify their wrongs. The next time, a Obia wrong, baby, now me glorify no. What if you are not Casa Sanino? No, when the only project crashing in some the okay, me, meaning say, but mama baby. I don't want it that way. Inti se me no to Hokrana wab mamisika pudu at saying, now the only you're wrong, I make say you're wrong. And this is the Tena Nkrofo P MP, right? Ayi papaya MPP mu o kan say na yire wo deben se
o da so MP ana
wa fi film da papa panyi a o so o be cheche phone sa o no de 1 GB o be cheche 5 million.
Appeal for it isi appeal for
o kan pempen o ti ase o kan pempen subin MP a omo yi ni ba kwa ma no o so kan pempen. Right, you understand? There are people within the NDC and they are NPP, and they are a lot. They have conscience. Even within Parliament, majority of them within the NPP, they have conscience power, but a few people are controlling them based on so-called whip system or 90. And the Modia say party no, media some party ni kwampo na kamo senwa, na kamo semo party na monko mo baby. But and yet the totality of Ghana, they have rendered everybody more or less a pauper. Let me tell you something probably people don't know. Late 2000s, so ABC 2006, so baby no. Me na me delay in cars. San Kenya abanwe. Any adwuma me koye wo financial institution bi abanwe nso be gu no. Anka me enye se me nam hasa no. Maami Frema.
A big time businessman.
Yes. Maami Frema. Obeba the first attempt. Na me to Joel. We were the people. On me, and I will not fault her so on because those days is the idea konnamusa campaign ye kwapa dance ye ba nipa no di na yanim no the omode be man ye yanim nti ye koto dokran there's a spot bi wo abelempe am say hilltop or so those days ye kotra ho a ye ombe me fanta my fanta na da ko dokran ye di akope be
almost entwa bi no ma twa bi no ma di mu dokro
yeah ni him say yeah you don't know ye guys no ye campaigns are the first second oba palm. I remember very well, I take Mohammed. And I'll catch him and say, go to her. Me call a Flagstaff House. Severally. Maintaining.
You didn't get access.
And it was a specific
reason. Did you get access to her?
No. It was a specific reason to make her. I take catch him and say, go and see one proposal. Not many proposal.
Okay.
So he was the one I went to meet for the first time. Second. Sometimes I got 10 o'clock. About 4. No, be I attended to. Right? And I said it was not necessary. Now we hear for the reason why I can't say no. Gabi, watch the the late 2006 thereabout. Many share Alliance Frances. You know to me and your course, my name so to me, dear. I'm
because you have French.
Bro, I'm stating. I'm making a statement of facts. Many share Alliance Frances. That time I delete in cars. Into my cars, now I register. Into almost every time I have a different car. And I'm in cars, no, I'm fan see a big garage. Me come with baby popochua be am this na. Na me many NGO so ye adwuma anti ye be yada for at the time no Gabi was not the Gabi we see today. I can state on authority say I was better off than Gabi. I'm telling you a statement of fact. I remember one evening, your class, your compound will be said, Harry, how do you do it? There are a lot of girls around you. What is happening? Him the way I was casa. And I'm catching so you know, women, forgive me, when you imagine women love cars, you know, so when they see cars, they want to be part of you, etc., etc. But there's nothing, too important about it. Until that be any at the bunko, get me some of the girls. Now you're bunko. Until can be madam for pam. Gabi said first day best rano. How many girls na the be for? 3. And your cost rano. When if you cantonment. And your cost rano. They were man cancer me the girls command. And I'm the call you know your cost because more or less we had become friends. Today, if I see Gabi's stature and what he commands, and the fact that he has been described as de facto prime minister in this country, it beats my imagination. Why you don't know why Juma or a law firm?
Because he's a lawyer.
Yes, or a law firm. But I'm saying, sir, Mame, quantum jump be or what? I know our morty. The young idea knew some mudi or minus so. Now, the perception now people have about you, no, Mame, you're careful. As a so be a D was as so. But we hear now would know, didn't work one password Emma or be any disadvantaged. That is my principle. At best, no, more being when somebody is happy, a big crowd will want us one more anymore, but your soul is satisfied, right? And to see a year politics, not see a fee say, we are person more truncated government business, no person more. It is not here, no, there. Gymnastics and politics no more yet. There's nothing like that, but they are trying to play it in the minds of people. Yes. Now I'm quiet to say, I sign the NDC for you. Power. If you have seen it, quell it, as simple as that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yawasanita no and Oteneka. We are still on the NPP. Right now, we are moving to the NPP caucus in Parliament as they've written officially to the Speaker for a recall. Na sa anamontuo you know the Parliament besan abba the normal NPP being the majority, NDC being the minority. And I say twema mentwe me ye nyina na me a majority wonso wo se me a majority sa na ebekoso na gate me ba oso. They've officially written to the Speaker for a recall.
It's understandable.
Okay.
Because nipa no di we nyim no as they are caucus leader
no
minimum no meaning and I know how he vibrates. And last Thursday na me na mabeso kan MPP for our beso kan bebre no yen ya adwen na we say
was he wrong to have taken that course?
Oh, see.
I
didn't know. Oh, go Supreme Court. No. I didn't know country Supreme Court. Once I go Supreme Court today. Babin. I say, I join the Parliament. Sinadai. Into one country Babin now on Bubu Parliament. Why is he rated to Babin?
Mebao. In the first place, no. Or you're wrong, sir, or call Supreme Court, Anna. Yes.
Hey, more. Okay. Your management level. And a way you managasa sunura. Inti say a management member. Now say a jumanura or a bibi. Now enkashu, estimate the jumanura kwejina court. Now the jumanura kwejina court you. There we are, it's a jumanura. Ombra, no more Jumano management meeting. I didn't know country court no there. I'm a coverage manura. You see, you may be Ohio. Oh no. I say, oh, you know politics. But in conventional law, he should know there. They also add. They want to protect one group, no, because they are not the majority party. They are the majority group. Same the MPP will not also see NDC or Parliament. Say him. From day one. And they got some single votes to join them to be a group. Na say, manya the mo majority group no. Na mo ko prime minister. Inti na mo nhwembra no. Mo atina ho You have mismanaged your party. You have mismanaged this country. You are mismanaging all other institutions.
As me be son, Gatti, so stay focused.
Me focus on anybody.
See, me say, recall now, recall, try to speaker to recall parliament. Say a baswa. Yeah, be experiencing old parliament, no. And now says they say new one now.
As me I can, I'm making. There, what do you me?
Baby, I wouldn't want you.
Me from come one, me say, baby, what do you me? Me feel go what you do.
Okay.
Mamreka ayin.
Okay.
Then me feel there, baby, what do you know? Next time, no go no akot na no go kan up wasem. Our government business, and you know government business. Then you went to court. Since you are my speaker.
Maybe also an open interpretation of
what? No? Into them fee, I feel mark not on Tasa.
MPP
lawyers in now what's them
some the constitution they already are.
Oh, that means if no, if that is how they are putting it on make a weapon, they have to go back to school. If you cannot read this and understand as a lawyer, constitution you Supreme Court. Yes, their responsibility is to interpret the constitution, but not every aspect of the constitution that they into human rights. There you have the right to go to education. You must go to Supreme Court for them to interpret it for you. You have right to health. Must you go to Supreme Court for Supreme Court to interpret for you? The right to health means you can go to hospital when you are sick, or you can seek for a. You see, there are things we are doing, and you are saying it's because people are doing politics. Who is doing politics more than you? The MPP. Now you have written to speaker, fine. They have the right to write, and I'm a boy. Speaker also has the right to respond. So you also respond. What they think is so urgent, and they cannot wait for the Supreme Court they themselves went to. They cannot wait for the Supreme Court they themselves went to, and they want to recall Parliament through the speaker. Speaker is saying that, okay, Masu Mokobimo. Because you see, speaker not one. Time why a lawyer no. Now for your mark no GHS. And it's a matter of fact. I feel mark no GHS 1994. Of course, secondary school 1995. Speaker was a lawyer in Parliament in 1992. It is a lawyer subsequently. And you know. And you cannot play these games with the speaker. You cannot. And you see, he is a very revered, astute politician, revered lawyer. And in fact, parliamentary Ghana, I don't think, and I am using this word clearly, I don't think that the record Speaker Babin has, anybody in his lifetime can attain the same levels so far as the Parliament of Ghana is concerned. Saying that he started the Parliament, the Fourth Republic with them. To date, he's gone through the ranks. Even as AKWAFO or president, he was the minority leader. He's become a majority leader, deputy speaker, and a speaker. Everybody know Parliament will know him. So he is saying that, okay, you've gone to court. And you may enter court. Office here to me court. But I ain't casam no. And to them, she here to be semi. Mama, the master coffee. Since you have a market and casano. Let her not try to come as speaker no. Or try let her know in which capacity. Because saying the speaker, the last ruling, final another application of the constitution, it was Thursday, on Sunday. Into a film marking wrote a letter as what? And saying him there, say, or try letter not try or a majority leader. Speaker can say the own win. Say him them. Because I am impersonation. Say try letter. Not try a marking. Majority leader. I am impersonation. Because speaker knows the majority leader, which is honorable case that to by forcing. To be and and you will not waste time on it. Today we have a lot of fraudsters. So you will see it as one of the fraud writings that comes to him. And that is how I feel there. He would think that.
React to it.
Yes. And so we got to Parliament. I abanye yetimi egu abanye eba de pa no apart from there bank here wokoton wo feed we do your majority so that by the time they lose the elections they can sign so many things and leave out a office for the next government to come and suffer eba de potin and abanye also kwakoya on our government business kwakoyen MAAME BIAMAH anyway 45 days to elections every government business na expect to be what's not holding now with my government business and they are 45 days a electoral commission what's will be a campaigner MPs were campaign on an half in a marking and nunco for when you there obi amogu parliament no government business ministers na when I want a campaign but we are what the economy nation inside there onto to my campaign it's even government business na kano you see sometimes we not deceive ourselves and think that we are smarter than everybody there in the airport papa and what do you know frustrate here since when parliament yellow so way MAAME I'm going to interested of all the way we have a corner for 15 and I'm a boy MPP where your prime is no government business be our conductor so I mean MAAME we there it's much ado about nothing
okay
but mo bia soon too inframa bon ana huntuma ingu amanfu wenua as if there obi no frustrate one and na ma at the papa opedo premaga what the current majority leader as we know from the last sitting or last but one sitting what can you there honorable Kezira Atuba forcing the majority leader I say we be use one majority no now what say MPP for go jina quarter e ka bi you can say in majority oh yeah NDC majority enka yi levi ke yetwom ana yetwom bank ye table e ka bet tax e ka yetwom
medase
enka yetwom a ka ye table
medase thank you
etigara fa wote
na ke akwaba
ejo so MAAME
That me say me that say unya wadwe say utwa so.
Onye na dwe so be polite, onye na dwe so be gentleman. The crowd so the first one and the first one. Professor to aso kasa kwotira bonti won edidi.
Eh asembe ni.
O kasa ye se to bu aso waka kakre. Kala koma sima kenzu you need.
Na ke akwaba.
Who's a personal game?
Aganya okura na memo akasa ka me Mr. Tano.
We going to call better from the one wakunyi na afenyo markings. And so I don't see that's one no personal issue be. And uba ogwamama wonye hwe and yes wonye hwe and why say na and afenyo yes na afenyo waje o girlfriend pe.
Say why bibi wo ho a.
Ana wo yire afenyo na ma yire ja wo.
E free no si wenyim. I'm be your bedu ejam. MAAME funeral on me not
no permit say offer na dem mesi afo be da obi anu bra obo so ya se ufo ko ayi chairman ti enye news so de ka na anyam go na president na mu bra so be night club o mo da bo jaman ti we enye news ya ba
na ke bajo
o be night club ye de
bajo
MAAME
NPP
anope to buase me te say offer Kwame Nkrumah tikesi anope wo chiche position no more position be say one tia say Ghana government na eba so fufure no media for na mo be rule so MAAME say o hwe o say do sitie na obey your minister of interior obi obeba bi atimi bu ne su no na ni su ti na nsem
me wo me za me onya den za wo na
anya me na make o over na yi o ba
ya chi me adufu me na me se ho
what tell you about over asane
me ba ja o se bibia aboko
radio
o when so fatal pa
that's MAAME
outfit
me MAAME de MAAME na de be da fatal o de be da fatal
when you want to
o gra wanza me you be say na de fatal masa
me ko me satano so asan ma ba so ana
eno na be so kire so ma kan ba ko MAAME nka bi na akwa no
wasa so nyam ka say you late
anti my late ni ma ba na wa also wachiche
because Mr. Sano 10 and mama o chance
NDC 4 year late to a parliament or my desperate for majority then about me am be 2 hours 24 hours
see
come miss me be 24 hours
as NPP you call so on short letter akwa ma first speaker Babin say on recall And I got a bisa question very important. Say, you're a fenyo marking or trust our letter in his capacity as what?
And now say important question. A desperation question. And this is desperate to become majority of parliament. And they are using every means to become majority. They are going to anyway. Pachewo, they are going to article. And then, many can send me one mama me who dream me. Say will be a bone will be in school. Who bomb now display ignorance on the constitution. Because what you say about pretend this one TSC. Mammy, you have a kind constitution. They are broken what you. Article 97, they are broken natural. And they are plain west. Mammy TNE. G say. If he leaves, or Mammy ready there, a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament. G. If he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in parliament, or seeks to remain in parliament as an independent candidate. Mami way, ninchira si simple akwala wanko school da, enya bro, enya oma moye sem na ye ndisi for, enya omu speaker na, enka do omu ye, deliberating no omu ye no mami. If the person, Mami, the American say, Brofuna mekan ye no, na se chire nyina ne say, ya to aba mame on the ticket of MPP. Me ba bedu parliament na ma wi ni one MPP so wi no. Me bedu parliament na me say, parliament wona amaba no men join the MPP. Na mo me call NDC akọ join the NDC. And was say, sadie that current parliament na to aba ma no. And was say vacate with seat no. Mami tie ni ye. Brofuna wa tro da ho no. Ya to aba mame for this friend is 8th parliament, right? Babeni, honorable right honorable speaker. Speaker Alban Sumana Kemford Babin. Me respect the pay. Mami penning for back one me MPP ni. But when Babin was selected to be the Speaker of Parliament, from the number of years I've followed him, in fact, this thing wasn't part of the thing I was expecting from him. Because I know from his experience at Parliament, and you don't be kind say, you won't go for be a parliamentar. You feel say, I'll see you create some kind of even school be a parliament. The idea more two and even when they are out of parliament, Chairman Sabos is one of them. Aban came for Sumana Babin, one of them. Haruna Idrusu Kahubi. Miami Wafa, a friend say, oh,
I'll say Chairman Sabons.
My bond with him back. We are of a sanitana down for you. Say, young boys, or my body say, young could be. What do you say? Now come on, the new ones in a bano. Said ye. Pacho, also bet me a boniding. Almost new ones in a bano said ye. Parliament as sitting a sitting no. But mammy, so what can come brofia making can ye? I am with a hole. Say one tear, that is one tear may say can be. A member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament. G. If he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in parliament, seeks to remain in that parliament. Mama parliament be our number. The woman you're doing 8th parliament. So seeks to remain
as what?
In that parliament.
As what?
As member of parliament.
As what?
On a different political party. Mami tell you. On Tiasi, bro. Mami, emu da ho. Or seeks to remain in parliament as an independent candidate. Mami kwa Gina, I'll see, if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joined a political party in parliament. So now, let's come to parliament. This is referring to the current parliament and then the future parliament. Future parliament, the NHS Abansman came for Babin or Bear Speaker. And they guarantee also Bear Speaker. I will determine what will happen in the future. Mame. The parliamentar, Speaker Alban Babin, Speaker, no, the 8th parliament. The 8th parliament, no, any pair contest will be anyone more Macase or must switch from MPP to NDC on that 8th parliament, no. My note must say, independent candidate to one cast was switching from independent candidate to NPP on this 8th parliament. He is still an independent MP. And nothing was as a second deputy speaker. It was switchy. But Obia Sundaye said the next parliament now, yen knew to obey a speaker. Election now make communim se me wini, and as a me wini. Yen him say, yes, your parliament, and yen never saw about the next parliament. No, Maso that said, Drew, what they are. Macquaco join any party win, I'm Nenako. Was say, no, me, you are going to free.
But what does your constitution as a party, NPP, what does it say?
Your constitution, they can the same thing.
But say automatically, when you declare, say, make independence here, automatically, you ceases to be a member of the party.
Hold on.
I'm holding on.
And a political party.
MPP.
Yeah, political party in around the parliament. Maybe sir, MPP in around the parliament. No, answer me. MPP in around the parliament of Ghana. Hold on, please. MPP in around the parliament. If the answer is no, MPP constitution doesn't run parliamentary affairs. So MPP say, and then MAAME BIAMAH, and I'm over 20. Yenti many when we will write to parliament. And yeah, minority leader and also a channel. Now was who you are no member or the befra young members. Minority leader. At a force and Troy. So a non member. And was who are independent into war you the day every party. And yeah, NPP natural time I young feel say you pass a parliament. We wrote to parliament. And as we speak, deliberations are still ongoing. As to we should allow them to continue or write to parliament to vacate their seat. It's not the duty of the speaker to determine the fate of NPP in parliament.
It's not the duty of the speaker to determine the fate of NPP. Mwangasamu constitution now stating categorically say, so will be decided if a member of the party decides to go independent automatically of forfeit the position in the party Entino, Nipani da susi mwanem wa parliament, yeden.
MAAME na me chire mse santi asiye biye ni se. Bebia, na yem constitution no, can declare, say uko independent what forfeiting with membership in the party no. MAAME ukai ore siyamadi no, me fanye mfato. Oko independent. Ade na party na nka na no antum say, ye constitution na ka senti, straightforward, what forfeiting. Na ya chiro koma, a speaker ansa no act on it. And your political party need decision. It doesn't run the affairs of the parliament. My mother say, and yes, a son of more candy. I don't know NPNDC ni CPP ni Sanita no more group ni no more use MPP a constitution no more running on political parties. And your political party ni constitution. It's not parliamentary of Ghana constitution. And can standing order seneho. My mother say, enti constitution you know, asema o kano any the urban babin you know. And you two different things altogether. But Mamimra, a kind of fast, so a suspended parliament. No, that means or the year politics, but on Tiasia, they got taking on Tiasia. Let me explain to him. Men Ubisame said the Babin year, no, and you're wrong or good. I'll tell you it's not wrong. Let me explain to you why it's not wrong. When I joined parliament because of court ruling. And why join parliament because of his own ruling. Why join parliament because they don't form quorum. Number about parliament, no. Almost qualifies so no taking decision. But the political aspect was a decision no taking indefinite no the share. So when?
I say it can be recalled. And I'm why.
No, but the question is that indefinite no. So when? How many say indefinite can travel for more than a year?
Yeah.
They can travel for more than 2 years. They can travel for eternity. So what is he referring to? We need him to also explain to us the meaning of indefinite. Since you answer no Supreme Court interpretation, because you cannot tell us why joining parliament indefinitely until some yama come about me as speaker. Mami, your TV we were here. I am not against so I join the parliament because of form quorum. No, I duly support him. I agree with him 100%. But he should have given a date of coming back. So person a fair speaker. No, you will believe in the rule of law. Then your politics no dear MAAME. He should have given a date of coming back. He should have decided, say, because of a young form quorum or China. Now making the announcement to every parliamentarian that you have to be here. But I'm not say And I say next week Tuesday, every parliamentarian should be here. But don't cast why journey indefinite. Mommy, what are you trying to tell Ghanaians? Now we are better say NDC for to 2 ayampia. And 3 arms of government, judiciary need to me, parliament in so. Mommy, or my yamamu yebu in the parliament in a shemra. But in the parliament in Trahon Chiromera. Propose as if free baby neighbor. And a muma diatum. Did you propose and no say, ne 2 minutes dear, and rule dear na, Trahona your proposer. Secondly, mommy, parliament, one more budget, they don't have the power to withdraw the money from consolidated account too. It's the executive that gives them money to run parliament. So if they think they are more powerful than the 3 arms of government now, they should find money to run parliament. You know? They should stop that thing on this was starting, you know. How many because what you as a member of parliament as speaker, no executive ne tuaoka. Tis oka say what dear, we autonomous, what deal who be antimi kawasema mame. Parliament, oba dem remwa. Almost certain, no, at the high court and ameboa. And high court. Supreme Court and so say high court. And so say high court. And it is a high court to meet the decision, a Supreme Court to meet any decision it down. If, my quote me what, if the decision by the high court was wrong, or if there were some errors, ambiguities be woman, Supreme Court can turn that ruling down. And honest, we can turn the ruling it down. Mami, do you stay? Or say, dear, what decision now we're taking up? Obi the abedan for interpretation. And want to put on hold that decision, you know. Continue with what you were doing before that decision. Until say you be determine the fate of this explanation, of this interpretation. And American, I say me no back because I was speaker because he was so smart to say, well, or refer to Supreme Court say went here. He referred to Supreme Court ruling. So went here. Nyaboteni koti. Me say he referred whether it was notice or whether it was an announcement. He referred to Supreme Court ruling. It means he's aware of the decision of the Supreme Court. In order not to get, you see, sometimes you hear about here. In order not to get himself involved in legal battle, no, why join Parliament because of Supreme Court decision? And why join Parliament because of more desperation to become majority in Parliament? Obi atu abayi the MP. O se me tira Parliament wo as Sani Shabre. Na nim Sani Shabre as Sani kama as Sani Shabre no 20 election mu lusu pota. Mu ni evidence mu kogu mu weni ma so court no. Ti ma me di ma no see on that no. The year can say Muma young koso ni embi hwa ya anya careful mame. The NDC for start now enye nwanwa. Former President John Mahama the judiciary ni nyina atem. Poto ewi atrom court mu wi ni die no mo bomb baso the same thing no ma start here no. Thank you. What is a member of parliament? Every judiciary is a political party parliament. A political party parliament. Sam George. And we no asadi court to ato ase. So who's a cromfo catch say court be another brother na judge no. Why the cromfo na why the brother no? They should be very careful some of the things they say outside. One thing I've realized in politics, mame, one you're careful now masebe political enthusiasm no out there near bodies ya sanita obehu no na nkwa na ahye police cell na ho na abehu no do odo ka ne be kofi ama ka na injin atu a aka body
Mr. Taman Bacho bro.
Parliament these are the people.
Some
George now what the fra will be kind.
That's what can I say kind you know. Some George has spoken let's go kind.
Now again Bacho you are offline.
What the control gume. Mr. Taman. What did this gume move? They are not going to can use what open is I'm playing in the city club.
Mami. Yakupon the Nyansa Pao. Intina, I say, and sat here in your panel. God take us and I will say, Rafa and Marco, oh, yeah, Jesus, and senior high, 1994. No, you see, of course, secondary school, 1995. 95. We JHS, 1994. Oh, okay. Next week, or Parliament, 1992, as a lawyer. Sat here in your panel.
Go to the work, go to me will be able to Yewo or Hini Yansani. na penny kwasi ati ase so unima it shouldn't undermine the authority.
When
that way to a friend of market. What's one of classmates? Me junior. Why you want to? That's one team politics. That is it for him. That is it for him. We are comparing him with another person.
Yeah.
We are comparing him with another person.
Got him,
Why together?
Where's he got him, Bajo?
He has a special record. In opposition to be a speaker, his party is in opposition. That record.
We mo parliament mo kwase nana ke open bi bo nyum bi mentan ka lyrics na papa o say
nyum be ya
asemo we empeni pa
asemo mpeni
pa asemo mpeni pa no nipa eno pa na ho asem mame NPP de ekoba ye nyina e self inflicted. Omo constitution eda ho pefe Ghana constitution so eda ho pefe enye se e wo constitution mu keke a yem practicalizing it. It has been practicalized by the MPP themselves before. The humiliation for mena MP no okom to more or less sideline yem fa sanka for mena MP no lose ya sanka na yentra hanka de kan yo se mo beka on every network amako no tama ode ne hokodom MPP no me kan say Ghana boy be bono ejina sa papa we nitri so I have said this severally and I still stand by it. Mame MPP for omonkwa no moti brofo e na omo brofo no omonkwa so no moti ase any other interpretation of any English word no onipa bia nti ase gi so omonkwa adia ewo constitution mu amamre mu amwankasa ma practice da for me MP mu yi no na Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo himself went to campaign when empesa so gina simpie so kan say e mo nto aba ma no na nipa say on to me yin nya dwuma because of ABCD General Secretary the same thing okan ye. So I wouldn't be surprised say Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo no share General Secretary Kutu Pansa through letter come speaker say akwa we a me ma suma say yem friend mrada me ne nkasa na wa ma no wonyi ni mfi ye party ni mu amu follow mu party ni mrada pepepe so wo hwe ne yie han so a constitution esun chain all laws in this country and I say your friend is saying parties ni nyina na sa inference na a war MPP for constitution mu no they drew it from Ghana's constitution and omudi almost every party or yeah credible in this country no so more constitution are credible so party they might have drawn inference from the 1992 constitution article 97 G1 and your friends and H no enti eya me nwanwa say enne abeto dwa da ho pefe say ye ABCD mo se da yankoje interpretation emra ma me sabrofo na wo article 97 no I don't know how Supreme Court have been interpreted it differently from what all of us understand it to be. I don't know. The same thing Omodi here Domelevo. Omodi say president no different. Into Omodi trans some money the best in fear me and some bua president never. Right? Samra Chamudada, we are who we are in ye. I wouldn't be surprised, say probably this is what they expect to say. Supreme Court can say, hold on. Now so some no more friend. Na twintwa akabosoma he no mo yato aba ndia twintwa ho saa Supreme Court emfre na obi aso emfre na te say omo afa mu saa wada no moko ba ye de mmra na ye de ye adwuma ana mu ankasa mo mmra mo ahyehye omo constitution akekere mo na se si ya de omo page mo se
na ke mpacho mane
de omo ponse publications omo de go abontin say ma miss Ntia Morrison say we agree say back.
Oh no,
propaganda na ma MPP ni bia ntro sa de nto abon.
Wana propaganda.
NDC for ne ya saneta no mo na propaganda.
Me say maame na aba out a bit and say it's not true.
Did the worker say na MPP for na dey beto abontin na me say propaganda. Enye no kure.
Me say. Publication abeto abontin say.
O si yen dey beto abontin. Ti wo correct na. Magana for who say wo twe no asan.
Me can say MPP
for dey beto abontin. That's what you said earlier on.
Me say publication me ba be sisu say me read you Ghana web.
Dabi wo say no say publication
oh nana k
musuba say ya
wo na subanye MPP form for bibia meto abontin
na Mr. Tanoba no the microphone off praja no
nti abeto abontin say Maame Morrison and the other man no wo so achiro mba be di bank here na omo ba be di bank here especially Bema no so home there no o say time o ye na bi so ko independent no kra no majority whip a unique platform and all cancel no. Now it couldn't have been said man shaded and me because what cancel
was deliberate.
Yes, or more unique so. Yeah, now so says so and so happen and you send the bar back. The free one on commenting or at the end they coming back on commenting the platform so. Fact and say ni under ni book no true. He has summarized the antics of politics. And he says, a group and person here. But let's assume, without admitting, say, Omu negotiate, say, Sankrofon, Omumbra back. We must watch something out. If it is true that those negotiations are going on, then Maame Morrison, no Abel Jina Bonchaka say, Onye Najun Sobeba. A rule also whom so Abel Jina say, Onye Najun Sobeba. Something probably is going because I don't trust them. In the sense, say, they are inside, they were inside Parliament, and they knew probably the monetary inducement of Komu regards the former MP no and sana order who called them this figure no right, and the probability that there are negotiations going on, and don't forget you reckon the point in Maame Morrison ye born gumbe anamewa
ni mona oka
I'm second at Japan.
Oh, okay.
One of them, and I say, I think at Japan in the Omo Prime Minister Omo for flabberaship. And nunti, and Omo Yen, the Omo Yen.
Obasa a minim crasa a yabnos as a run also supporting Alan.
Exactly.
But why didn't they do the same to her?
On which are you telling?
Oh, Sir Alan, a 10 hono. And now Abna can say what 10 hodia or no belonging to a party.
The smart way. I know no can say was Safi Alan. Now remember be most can.
When I say yes, Alan can be a consequence. Yes. On Kabodo can say, "Want to be to New Sunu, and Sunni Alan, Alan Filipum Pata, Nimiam."
And Mame, or more patches a time Alan or can say what in walk on. No, Munim say Alan Watton.
Can say almost supporting because of the party. It's a free party, man. They will not follow him again.
Oh, you see, you are getting the whole thing wrong. What I'm trying to say is, if it is true, say some negotiation, and I said not even the assumption be says they will raise the pegs high to also take their share of the millions of dollars now. But another question maybe Sane say, Speaker, I declare almost it vacant by law. By the Constitution, And the Supreme Court, the choir say, Omo holding on. Speaker, man, commentary say, well, accept the Supreme Court. I can accept it. It means that their seats are still vacant, and you cannot be removed from Parliament. Now, we're saying back at your will. Say, my son could do a party, no. When we require Parliament, in some way, I say. Brought back to Parliament. You can't unless another election they bet me do other Parliament.
The same Parliament, yeah, as in North MP. On come put the court in the declare. There be no Parliament. Please. One of the court to play the declare is vacant.
Jeju kwesi yamane si ho.
No de na mo de bia.
Yamane si ho.
Da bia wo ka mo na hia no ho de bia wo na wo hia no ho de bia.
Ah. Akwa minim no.
That no to asona enfa.
Asin no MP awo fa be. Yamane si ho. Supreme Court buya say a man in friend who MP. So we MP. What has changed? Inti modie say kutia modia ene enye. Na say kutia obi dia. Look at the way they haunted the question said. Ombra court every day.
No, some na kwesi say.
say by election in fact by election and I said
but say be by we ni by election in na chi say no omo da so e twe no kokko
case na court am ruling yakoba election so be dey for do for the call by election no
nti we nyina mo aye machinations ahuru am aye nyina nti mo kase mo nko na mo ye nipa na sabe mo nko na nyansa wo mutrimu ana se bibia ekunti am no de dabi na sa suspension of parliament indefinitely no how about the speaker so the lawyers and also man the lawyers at Rokoma Supreme Court says I recall no my no he needs interpretation of that particular
which I heard something like that say
speakers say we hear interpretation from that article no mo use you plus their standing orders now we hear interpretation now say no so that because he has 7 days they see as was suspended how many days in 3 days in there and he said on also man the court in knowledge actually say sa emra no mu gina so say
what this
mo so mo mra interpret here say mo majority na mo akosisi ya no mo when the declare say mo majority
me da se Mr.
somebody and we must be circumspect in trying to say yen na ye debate emra na ye di adwuma emra no achemo
me da se Mr. Yaw Asanita no na wote ne nka no na ada gata wi wo ano that one
Ayima
then I want to free hotel na
you there na ke or you late inti in some no kana na why you confused awete ha wa asem ye there speaker tumo onyi another that one ye there oka there parliament no we to asheda copy me emri bia on to din indefinitely na Supreme Court na mokoye no student all law school na dini na in the lawyers no crowd war for this is when I was confused because stay of execution or 10 days according to Ghana Mrana Kasa and once was there until the determination of the case is the Supreme Court saying that the determination of the case is within the 10 days. No, you see, you cannot be right or wrong at one point, and the same principle applies somewhere the person is right or is wrong. The Supreme Court itself showed their muscle that they can go beyond the laws because they are Supreme Court. But Babin did not go beyond the laws. He has a right to adjourn Parliament indefinitely. He has a right to do so, and he has done so. And he said,
Minister portfolio better.
Now, I am confused.
Minister portfolio better.
Now you're confused. Then Babin has taken that position now. Then probably you should be thinking right. No, you should be thinking right. There, if it is wrong here, it is wrong here. Supreme Court at one point cannot abuse the law by saying that the people should go back to Parliament until the case is determined. When is the case going to be determined? And in the Supreme Court, there are so many cases that Ogu order 1 year. So now the people come to Parliament. Parliament ends its session, and one card 70 years. So what does that mean to Parliament? What does that mean to the Speaker? And the Speaker is saying that, okay, per my interpretation or my understanding of the law, and by applying the law, I've done so. If you think that maybe the law that I applied needs an interpretation, I'm waiting for the interpretation. So his indefinitely means that when Supreme Court comes out with their interpretation, then he can base on that interpretation. If Supreme Court had sat and had used Ghana laws concerning stay of execution, which is within 10 days, then you could have also adjourned Parliament to that time, then probably understand what they mean by their interpretation of the Article 97, 1 to the end, or A to the end. But now that interpretation has not come. So if you go and sit there, do you want to get him confused? Because you are saying that it is not simple English. As they went to law school and told them that if they use shall, it's mandatory. And they are saying, what say Juma ya abe, say it to the man the moya, wale you ready. One cannot be you do, one cannot be throw letter. One cannot be throw there, I the muboni. Us say you to the man the moya, you shall vacate, you. That is the constitution. Us you shall. It's whether you ready.
Automatically.
Yes, whether you ready. And let me tell you. Oh, you don't understand the cross. They have cross carpet. They have cross carpet.
Constitution is making it clear how. Clear as in what you are saying. When the person decides to leave a party to be an independent candidate, he is considered to be a member of parliament.
In that same parliament. In that same 8th parliament. Another difference.
Now, I also pay the chassis. The NDC, Speaker is not talking about the future parliament. The constitution is so clear that this parliament.
Yes.
Now you were voted into the house.
This parliament. As an independent.
Formina MP.
Independent.
Oh, nyabu tena mkasa. Formina MP a hui. Olokon wankwe MPP dim, wankwe NDC dim. Of course, independent. Now he's telling his people that I'm my MPP, and they are saying that the people voted for you because they needed an independent candidate MP. So now that you said you are an MPP, then you have deceived your people. So your election is nullified. The same way, Kwachaka, Mamika Sanjo, Kwachaka, independent 2 times.
Yeah.
Olusui. Oba Bejina NDC no winning. What it means is that the people don't want him as an independent candidate. They want him as an NDC MP. So now when you come after winning, then you decide that you want to be independent. The people say no. You have deceived them. And the constitution didn't want anybody to deceive the people to get into the house and change their mind. So as soon as you change your mind, the deception will not continue. The deception must stop. So you don't, if, for example, you want to be independent minded, but you think that you cannot win. So you go and join a political party knowing that the people will favor the political party. Then you get into parliament. Then in parliament, you decide that this is my decision now as an individual. Then you have deceived the people. And you are saying that deception.
That is not the case.
Yes, if that is not the case, you are not a judge. You are not a judge. Me, you, the speaker, we are all waiting for
the Supreme Court
to bring the
because I think it's the Supreme Court and that's what me interpret.
Speaker was not wrong.
The decision by the MPP, the majority leader, to go to Supreme Court is the best decision we can take.
The best decision.
The best decision. Even speaker, if speaker, all money, they can't say. I can't say ruling, but all money comment on stay. All money comment on stay. He stated that the Supreme Court is the only office that has the power to interpret that. And you're no speaker. And he said,
no, this is basic understanding of the role of the judiciary.
Tell us, blah, 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 the speaker did the right thing. He himself admits and the Supreme Court
is the basic understanding. It's the basic understanding of the functions of the judiciary.
I was out 100.9. Hey, please, can you allow me to read some of my messages, please?
Some aspect of the constitution can be applied automatically without going to
Honorable members, as you may recall, on Thursday, I informed the House, pursuant to Standing Order 18 of the Standing Orders of Parliament, on the occurrence of vacancies in the House in relation to 4 honorable members. Yesterday, I received a process from the Supreme Court, which is a ruling from the Supreme Court pursuant to an ex-parte application directing Parliament to recognize and allow the 4 affected members of Parliament to duly represent their constituents and conduct full scope of duties of their offices as members of Parliament pending the final determination of a suit filed by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin by Article 102 of the Constitution, 1992, and Order 64.1 of the Standing Orders of Parliament. I note that we currently have a quorum to transact business, but not to take decisions. I want to read the said Article 102 of the Constitution. It reads, a quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all the members of Parliament. As presently constituted, the numbers definitely is far above 1/3 of the members of Parliament. But by Article 104, the numbers are not sufficient for us to take decisions. And I'll quote Article 104. Article 104.1 says, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Honourable members, we don't have at least half of all the members of Parliament present. Consequently, in view of the current circumstances, the fact that there is a question on the composition and constitution of Parliament, and having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in Parliament, I will proceed to, in accordance with Standing Orders 59, adjourn the House indefinitely. That is sine die. I want to quote Standing Orders 59.1. It says, the Speaker may, in consultation with leadership, suspend a meeting of the House indefinitely or for a period determined by the Speaker, having regard to the public interest and the exigencies of the state of affairs in the country. Honourable members, I have consulted leadership, and I am exercising my discretion to decide to suspend the meeting of the House indefinitely. The House is accordingly adjourned sine die.
That is the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. Nanake, wrap it up, Mami, under 1 minute.
Dear, in Parliament, I don't want to be a prophet of doom, but you are careful, Mami, our next future Parliament. Say you could not that close numbers, say ya.
And now, simple no, say government, a minority.
And a government, the government minority, they are straightforward. Don't say over struggle, but don't could close to say the one difference. Penno, Mami, decision be out there, banner opposition party, if you say. Yen supporting they work out in 20 minutes for me now they are taking decision. What you say?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Mama yema Ghana and some bonchen political party bia. Na yen na many no ma shia na yen mo call other radio stations, the TV stations. We should be very careful on the comment I thought that you make, because time now you woman, we are not in normal time.
Thank you.
For us to make certain comments.
Me that's it. Mr. Sanita no.
Me the NPP for na measure mun kran say. Nanado sabi onyo bia. Yamane to me keke. Na me ya se party ana ejina ne na so mo ata ho ma nipa ketua bi abe ruining the fortunes of this party. And it is going to haunt them forever. This family will be rich at the expense of the party. Time a party in opposition. Now Sabusiano, they are rich. And your party they are rich. And then Ghana they are rich. But they were rich. But my main case Sabusiano say, Omunko Google no Munsha Mobutu Seseku. Ne apartment are now a fence a Jatamoni no Manomago and Namonko City. For the Cholibamu, or more dear mimo Africa on the African continent by the mere Fasiyamo power. No. The Omode ya no and ecosystem. This our family no more be dear so. Or more track record, a yomonyo, I will be a betrayal, almost a miancano, yeah, history, yenny momo. And don't sit to see another or defy him of all this barbaric implementation of certain things that essay party, no, that essay Ghana. Defy him, what to me,
it has.
Defy in a day. Defy in a day. Baumia supporter Dibia AKWAFO Oye, and he's going around taunting that. It won't defy. Now, more women there, Parliament now or no. Majority leader Oye ato by forcing. I say when your opportunity in the Parliament is now obey used to majority are NDC for ye no they ye levy if you what they better if you this year minority leader watch your letter other come speaker there won't recall the parliamentary. I want now what's work government business. Ever government business work ye. Well, government business now I'm a Ghana for how that so. And now what the big kwako home. Make your Dr. Benedict na Hoffman.
Thank you. Meda say, I'm saying for Meda Asada Cassia me panel members. Hey, Pacho, it's less than a year.
Root Apioko Ashon, our Punkatamanso. Honestly, wait here from beginning to the end.
Oh, Nyamisha, no, I say root.
Minchia Nipemi, no Adaroma. Menchia Cassiano, Ekoma Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, the incoming president. Na menchia tosumi no akoma Ghana for. Maka kire mo se mon koso nya gidi e wo Dr. Mahmoud Baumia mu na mon to obakese pa emfa ma no medamase.
Yo, Mr. Tano. Anadi oni obi abachi.
The mechanic can obechi ane Wabua mechanic ide wabua na chiano.
Na na ke twa me wani mo.
Oni di na chiano. Ofa ya sanita no mechanic ye da si o.
Chiano. The mechanic no ofa kokofu.
Okay.
Ofa kokofu. As you see under your senior advisor.
Okay.
The running mate of
maybe of an address.
Mate me da say. Mr. Yasanita no me da say. Why
Nabus Motors.
Nabus.
Nabus.
Hey. Oh. Unim no. Me wafa o.
Me no.
Da. O de che betwe me che o me ba me abonkom. Me wafa o ye premine. Na ne bi ankasa. Ai. Me das Richard Ahiagba and the NPP are very confused. Why are they now running to parliament? No amount of sugar-coated words, lies and propaganda can save the NPP from going to opposition. The country is in wrong hands. December 7 is communal labor. Let us all come together and save Ghana. My greetings to Owen Kwame Frimpong, aka Darling Boy. Enoch Asamaka say, and I Odiwe if he buy. Mr. Mami, the messages, sorry, so intimate phone lines, and Mamon Frebio. BMZ 1, NPP is poised to win power again because we have learned a lot from the so-called skirt and blouse issue. Greetings to Dennis Anfusefa of Tema West, and then engineer Odai Laye of Crow Abele Edway Frinungwa and Ebaye. Meshak Asante of Amasama. The NPP MPs must be serious and stop joking with Ghanaians. Were they not the same people who refused to go to the parliament to form a quorum, and that led to the indefinite suspension of the House? So why are they now calling back the back parliament? They should also note that they are coming back to parliament as minority caucus since Speaker has not rescinded his earlier decision. They must behave. We don't want any confusion again. It's Mesha Kasante Edie Enonom. Good afternoon to you. I'm Osman inside Kata Manso ni Osu Sport. Please, Ghanaians, let's remember number 1, which is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for 8 years so that they can continue the good work for Ghanaians. NDC never again. I am Kwabena Freedom Billy Hu Anyako Iron Lady. Good afternoon. I'm appealing to the government to change the 1992 constitution. It makes our lawyers and judges to find it difficult to solve the confusion happening in Parliament. They are now using their brains instead of using the laws. Assalamu alaikum. NPP leaders know how to tax money to chop, but to respect Speaker of Parliament. No fighting for majority. Minority can bring improvement to Ghanaians, or what? Isa from Insawam Zongo, and now also so Edwin by Richard, and I say, hey, is Richard Ahiaba and the NPP all right? Which document are they talking about? May God Almighty bless Speaker Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagben and continue to protect our democracy with people full of love for the country and not self. Richard Ediem, no. Good afternoon, Mami BIAMAH. Please tell Yao Asanetano that he should concentrate on his paymaster job and leave the NPP party, because there is no amount of his diabolic can bring them back to power. So he should stop being economical with the truth and stop the hypocrisy. Emmanuel Kwaku Yamwa and also the way by Mystic Wonder Advocate inside in someone to if the wicked rules, the nation suffers. So for how long will the incompetent, corrupt Nanado Dr. Bawumia led government continue to the opposition NDC for their own catastrophic failure? Speaker Bagben has been proven beyond all reasonable doubt that he's intelligent, knowledgeable, and a man of wisdom. It's also the please, Biamzi, ask Mr. Sanitano regards to his so-called claimed failures of President Akufo-Addo. Can he present to Ghanaians any good leadership attributes of former President Mahama against the president? Many about former President Mahama's failures were witnessed by Ghanaians. Therefore, as social commentator, there should be a balance of comments when politicizing. You madase osai kwaku edway free UK and or they ebae. Yam de sorry so Noah the Ark builder inside Kokomlemle and or say the Higgledy Act of the NDC members of Parliament at times makes them looks like something in the eyes of the common Ghanaian, but it's possible with Bawumia as the number 1 on the ballot paper. We more messages are more by no and it sorry Jumedie no eso. Asada kese Enkoma production crew Jordan Majero Saj my frima and na yaw safo wanda Romano Bo Michidom Emma Medijumedie Ebesomo Yedi Asada any Kabiama Konlo Ghana Limited for Omudi Omadron was so eba betaye chibe boye o show more for any extra is Legona Champion Junction ho and a Konlo Ghana Limited one more office no ewo opebia ton so baby a ton rubia okwa ubenye bi ato. I was for me sorry so la Michael eba beje dwaje tata edie akofie medi ede mami BIAMAH AKWAFO obetimi afrem biamzi 1 na asema mi soja woman gada ofrem ya mejo so eda CP say